I had a new medic in the back of my squad one night,
Mm.
and he made that statement to me, which is the one statement you never say to your driver when you're heading out with a patient. Now, don't get nervous. Excuse me?
What? Okay. Oh, man. I'm sorry this is taking so long. I'm waking everything up. It is episode 80 tonight, right? Or was that last week?
I believe so, yes.
I'm pretty sure it's episode 80.
Yep.
Do
I
the
will have to drop early tonight. I have a call at 7, so I'll
Oh,
hop
okay.
off a little before that.
Gotcha. Yep, 80. Hello and welcome to the Supreme Council of the Master Geeks Lodge, episode 80. We did it. My name is Bill Kelly. I am Hornswoggle the Great, peasant hero, lord of the bridge trolls, do-gooder, and all-around giant scumbag. There, that pretty much describes me. And with me tonight on the council,
I am Rob Marsden, also known as Jingo the Fool, Chief Game Master over at the Ship of Fools and Game Master at Large, rock and roll aficionado, metalhead for life, and
ooh, that's
OG, original geek.
original geek. Yeah, I guess we are.
And I am Rob the Blacksmith, cigar aficionado, and usually a reasonable kind of individual, unless you speak with my ex-wife.
Yeah. Not every opinion is valid in life. Dude, what is up? Do I need to get treats? Okay, Mr. Steele. So, yes, what's today's cigar? Before I do the days of the year.
Is an undercrown. It's a dark leaf coral. Very nice cigar with a nice even draw.
The eagle on the...
Yep. And it's called the All Decked Out series.
Nice.
So, got a nice dark leaf, but it's... Most folks think of dark leaf wrappers as being very strong cigar. This one is mild to medium cigar. So,
gotcha.
It's another case of don't judge the book by the cover, or in this case, the cigar by the wrapper leaf.
We had a nickel for every time the book was judged by a cover.
Yep.
Bill, I sent you the shared chat invite.
Oh, good. Sorry.
I heard a great insult the other night.
Mm.
If I had $1 for every time I thought about you, I'd start thinking about you.
That is good. Okay, live. I'm not seeing the shared chat. Oh, here it is. Never mind. Ignore me. Accept. And then open a new one. And is Resin going to join us tonight, or are we going to push that back to next week?
We're going to push it back. As I said, I wanted to...
Oh, that might be me. Hold on.
No, I muted it on this end.
Wouldn't be the first time I had my audio on and didn't realize it.
Yes, I wanted to make sure that I had discussed it with at least Rob before we decided to invite somebody else on.
Mm.
And I let Reason know that. Rob, I do have a friend that would like to join us one night. He's a gamer and a big movie buff and a horror literature buff as well.
Oh.
Sounds like a great opportunity to me.
And I was going to just blind invite him, but then I told him, I should really make sure that the people that invited me are cool before I start inviting.
We're cool. I'm cool. You're cool. We're cool. Good night. In the immortal words of Vinnie Barbarino from the movie My Science Project. You hear that, Mikey? It's an engine. where Dennis Hopper gets to play a stoner, hippie chemistry teacher. Anything's possible in Hollywood, folks. So, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Say, what is our topic for the evening, or have we settled down to?
Well, I didn't know if we were going to have a guest or not. It was kind of up in the air, so I didn't go crazy on trying to make a topic. So we will wing it. Oh, yeah. The wing. Today, August 4th, days of the year, National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day. I know very few humans, very few, a very tiny list that don't absolutely love chocolate chip cookies. Whether it's your mom's recipe or Famous Amos or...
Yeah, similar to peanut butter cookies, I'm allergic to not eating chocolate chip cookies. If there are chocolate chip cookies around and I'm not eating one, I break out in hives.
Oh, man, that's terrible. I'm sorry to hear that. Totally understand. Also, National Night Out. I don't know how much of a night out you're going to have on Tuesday, but good luck. It's the U.S. Coast Guard's birthday, August 4th. National White Wine Day. You're on your own. I don't know shit about wine. I know it comes from grapes. That's about it. There's stomping involved.
And if you distill it twice, you can have wonderful brandy if you do it the right way.
There was one movie, and we were talking about it before. I don't know if it's like a Blake Edwards film. I know it's not a Mel Brooks film. But there's one point where an old rich guy is walking around his mansion, and they go into the wine room, and there's like 3 gorgeous women in bikinis laughing and having a great time stomping on grapes. And he comes in and he starts joking with them and telling them jokes and all this other stuff. And they leave the room, and he turns to his assistant after he drinks the wine and says, "It just doesn't taste the same since Betsy," or whoever the woman's name is, left. It's just not the same. But I don't remember what movie that is for the life of me.
Is it a Mel Brooks movie?
I don't think so. Because it's not
wasn't History of the World?
No. I have that one memorized. And I've seen the silent movie so many times, I pretty much almost have that memorized. It's not in Blazing Saddles. It's not in... Unless it's in, like, To Be or Not To Be. Or one of his more obscure, like maybe 12 Chairs. I think it's somebody else's film. Because it's more of like an airplane moment than it is, anything else. Because it would be perfect in, like, High Anxiety, but I've recently rewatched that, and the scene isn't in it. Because, yes, I'm obsessed with Madeline Kahn and many other actresses that are dead, but High Anxiety is really hilarious because it just proves one more time how much of a comedic genius Harvey Korman was, because he was tremendous. I mean, the Carol Burnett show was great, but having him in History of the World, I mean, Mel Brooks loved him. He was in almost all of his movies.
The Carol Burnett show, so many great comedians all in one place at one time.
Oh, God, yeah. Tim Conway, Vicki Lawrence.
Tim Conway could make all of the others lose their shit.
Yeah, he could.
Because you can see there oftentimes when Harvey Korman's like trying to stick his head in his armpit because he can't stop laughing.
Yeah. Or where they did the one with the Hitler, where Tim Conway was the interrogator, and he has the Hitler puppet. Oh, come on, you want to tell the Fuhrer with it? And even the guy that he's trying to interrogate started laughing. They had to turn the camera away, and Harvey Korman had to leave. Because when you're putting on a show and it's live and you work with a whole bunch of talented people, like I have so many times at Ren Fair and Haunted House, half the time you're like, okay, this is going to be fine. But other halves, you're like, oh, he's in a mood today. anything could happen on stage, and I have to be ready for that. So the fact that they were professionals and could cut each other up, you know, like John Candy apparently was the same kind of magnitude, where we're going to do several takes because most of you are going to laugh through whatever he says.
He's going to say something
Yeah.
or do something.
And then everybody's going to be guffawing. Cut! You know, all right, let's get back in first position. Oh, my God. So there is that. Oh, International Clouded Leopard Day, International Single Working Women's Day. Well, we only acknowledged that on August 4th. Single Men's Working Day is every day. You don't get any acknowledgement. Just go to work. Anyway, Assistance Dog Day, International Owl Awareness. We could do a whole show on that, but I haven't done enough homework yet. Hooray for Kids Day, because screw kids on August the 5th. That's the last of them.
Owls. Because without owls, we wouldn't know how many licks it takes to get to the center
of a Tootsie Pop.
Roll Pop.
That's right.
Mr. Tortoise. I don't know. Ask the owl.
I couldn't believe that in the 90s they were still running that commercial.
Should still run it today.
In the 90s, I'd be watching afternoon cartoons with my kids in that commercial.
I'm like, what the hell? I haven't seen that commercial in 20 years.
That's a T-shirt we all need. Just Mr. Owl enjoying a Tootsie Roll Tootsie Pop.
Oh, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 3. The world may never know.
Yeah, see, now that I don't have any upper teeth, I know because I can't crunch hard candy anymore.
You don't have any upper teeth. I'm sorry.
I do, but they're not mine.
Gotcha. Well, we were talking about it at work last week, and the guy I work with has the same problem I have, only I've got it much worse. Bone loss. Your teeth are fine. Your bone, your jawbone, and your... Oh, great. It's all right. I like yogurt. It'll be fine. What do you want? Grits. That's all I can... Gum. Okay.
I love grits.
Me too. I really...
Have you ever had fried grits?
No, but over here at 32nd Street and Thunderbird on the east side over here, there is the original breakfast house, and they have some amazing cheesy grits.
But the way you do fried grits is you make them like normal, but you make them a little thick so they're clumpy.
Mm.
Then you heat up a skillet, and you put a big old glop of them on that oiled skillet and press them down until it browns on the one side, and then flip it over and brown it on the other side. Eat it like hash browns.
Really?
Yeah, fried
Sounds
grits.
good. Yeah.
Delicious. It is awesome.
I like grits. Not a hard sell. I love grits. Oh, I got resume.
Yeah, I remember in the Army, we're going through the chow line, basic training, and one day they were serving grits, and of course the guy right in front of me, he's a little Puerto Rican guy from New York. It's like, what's this? It's like cream of wheat? No, it's grits. Grits? What the fuck is grits?
Oh, God.
It's like, oh. So I go over there and I'm doing my grits right. I put a pat of butter on it and cover it with pepper. He thinks it's like cream of wheat, so he pours some milk on that grits. Grits ain't having it. It just runs right off the grits onto the plate.
Not going to...
So, dude, you got no South in you whatsoever. Dude.
You are all New York, and that's okay.
So after that, I told him, no, you need to eat it like it's mashed potatoes. You put butter and pepper on it. I actually like taking my grits and making them thick and then spreading them on toast.
Kris asked me, have you ever modified one of your Nerf guns into a... no. I usually just sand them down and paint them. Anything else is a bit time-consuming, we found out 13 years ago. Because Paul and I had we're going to drill holes in these and put electronics in it and they'll light up and make noises. And dude, that's a huge pain in the ass. Even for the old man, he was like, well, I made these two light up. That's about it. And then he spent the rest of the time making theremins. Because we were going to start selling theremins.
I'd love to have a theremin. The Musical Instrument Museum up in the North Valley has a room with a theremin in it where you can actually go in and play it.
Awesome.
Yeah. They have an old steam-driven calliope in one of the rooms.
Really?
And they actually fire that bad boy up. And God, is it loud.
Oh, I bet. The only regret through history is that nobody ever filmed Bruce Lee fucking with the theremin. Because I think that would have been super entertaining. And we probably would have got some new noises out of it.
Come to think of it, that calliope wasn't a calliope. It was the whole band in that it had air pumps and a brass section and drums and all of it. All of it.
I think I've seen...
And it works.
Really? Hey, hey.
There I am.
Kris.
Hi, guys.
Hey!
Hey, hey. Do you always forget that it's Tuesday?
Yeah, I forget that it's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Sorry, man.
He's been wording.
Yeah, you have.
Yes, I have been wording very much. So
tell.
Bill, I was asking because I just got this last night.
Whoa. Hypergel.
It's not quite a Nerf gun, but if my buddy wants to modify it, he's more than welcome to it.
I have never even seen one of those guns, let alone know how to modify it.
Right? Hey, there's a first time for everything.
Hey, I finally... we can always give it a try. Science.
Hey, it's yours if you want it.
I'll mess with it. We'll find out. So, how many words are you at? I know Derek just put out a new book. I just reposted that for his...
I at 54,116 today.
Damn. Well done.
Yeah, I just starting chapter 14. So nice. I figure another 1,000 words tomorrow, something like that.
Yeah. Well, right when you have the feeling, you know what they all say.
Yep.
Ray Bradbury was the best. Love what you write. Write what you love. Write every day. Thanks, Ray. You're a big help.
You're a big help, Ray. So, how is everybody?
Oh, life is getting better.
Tired, but hey.
Tired. Wait a minute. This was not planned. I literally saw the Chewbacca shirt and grabbed it, and I did not know he was going to wear a Millennium Falcon shirt. Is anybody else wearing Star Wars today?
I'm wearing Justice League.
Justice League. Okay, definitely not Star Wars.
Don't.
All right. Other than that, yeah, the job is very new and it's overwhelming and it's... Don't stress. Now hurry up and do 1,000 units. Okay. In 200 intervals. Okay.
So sounds like my job.
You'll get your speed up.
Oh, they're already like leaving me alone for hours. So I know I'm doing okay. Because if I wasn't doing okay, that probably wouldn't be happening.
when the boss comes up to you, not the guy you deal with directly, but the guy he deals with comes up to you and mentions you by name, that's when you know you're in trouble.
Yeah.
So, Bill.
Uh-oh.
Hey, you're not supposed to even know who I am.
Yeah, I was nowhere near there. This is one of those jobs where if they give you 1,000 things to put together, oh, thank you. It takes it's not that crazy to do, but if you have like a small thing to do, it takes forever. Like I had 1,000 units to do, and I knocked that out in like 5 hours. I had like 50 units to do, but there's so many steps in the 50, and there's 16 things in each one of the 50. So I didn't even finish it. It's 5 hours. I'm still working on it because
I was doing something like that today. Basically assembling parts together in a box, and we call it a kit. So that when on the aircraft they need to change the left upper whatchamacallit, we've got the kit that has all the bolts and all the gaskets and all the whatever you need to change the upper left whatchamacallit and all that other crap. And of course, we've built hundreds of these at a time, so it's tedious work.
Yes. Job security. But other than that, yeah. It's an assembly line job. I have my little area. I get moved around a lot because I'm the new guy and I don't have an established territory.
Whip it out and start spraying, buddy.
Yeah, really. That'll go over well with my very young female boss. And then I have
I'm just playing with my territory.
I have an older Serbian woman who needs to tell me what to do all the time. So that at first was, but it actually ended up helping. So, like, leave me. Oh yeah, you're right. Oh, okay.
This is a woman who has learned all the shortcuts, and she likes you, so she is sharing her shortcuts with you.
She's been there 16 years in Arizona. That's what? Meanwhile, I was there 6 whole months.
Does she smile at you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, no, she yells at me and rips stuff out of my hands. We're to that level already in just 2 weeks. Yeah, no, you are doing it wrong. I help you, okay?
When a Serbian woman is willing to smile at you, you're safe.
Yeah. Now, I've got 4 of them and then a bunch of Hispanic chicks. And then there's I think I don't know where she's from. I want to say Northern Africa by her accent. And they're all really nice. There's an older white dude, and he does not want to have any interaction with me at all. So, okay, dude, I'm not here to be best friends with everybody. I just came here to make a lot of money. If I can pick up some friends along the way, bonus. But other than that, I don't go to work looking for friends.
No, not a social hour for me either. And I had the Thursday game. One of the guys in our Thursday game is a coworker of mine. And I have to constantly remind him that in my Discord, and I would assume it is the same here, my Discord is a place for role-playing games. It is a land of make-believe. Don't bring your real world into it.
Oh.
Period.
Unless it's like, hey, this happened.
Well, yeah. I mean, things like that. But he wants to come in to my safe, pretend world and bitch about work.
No, dude.
I'm like, no, absolutely. When he comes in Discord, he starts bringing up work. I have to tell him, Dan, no work.
Dude, that's what email is for. Just email me.
Those bastards get 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. You can come talk work to me during that whole day, and I don't have any choice but to listen. But here, talk about what I want to, and we don't talk about what I don't want to, which is your work problems. Well, specifically his, because it's my job. I'm there. I've already experienced it. I don't need a recap.
Yeah. I don't mind going over things again, but work's not normally something I want to go over again, unless it was hilarious or interesting or, you know.
Unfortunately, I don't find most of my coworkers hilarious or interesting.
Oh, well, you don't work with me, so it's, you know.
No, if I did, you and I'd probably be on the carpet before the boss trying to explain ourselves.
Probably.
I do have one coworker. He doesn't work in my department anymore, but when he first started, I was the guy that trained him, and we kind of became friends. And
Nice.
we have this game where we like to talk shit to each other and talk mad shit. And the last time we were on a shift together, we had this crew chief who'd never had either one of us on there before.
Uh-oh.
And we were like, got to the point where we had both got up out of our chairs and were facing each other, talking just some mad shit. And he got up and he come running over to get between us, and we both started laughing.
Dude, this is what we do when you're not here.
No, we'll do it with you standing right there. This is how we entertain ourselves. We fuck with each other. We know what lines not to cross.
That's the... Yeah. You know what
not
to say.
But it's a blue-collar environment. It's going to get salty.
Oh, yeah, all the time. It was so funny because I was only there 6 months. It was a temp gig. It was a data entry gig for Discount Tire. They have a fleet service where they send a mobile shop to your business. Oh, your plumbing truck number 6 needs a new passenger side rear tire. We'll get it out there. So I did this project, and all of the managers were on a way lesser scale like that. But they would walk around and flip each other off all day. It was hilarious. Oh, yeah? 2 for you, pal. And then they get back to work.
I do that at Fry's with my boss.
I don't know if you could do that out front at Fry's. You'd probably have to save that for the back room. But yeah,
I do the ring finger. I don't do the actual. I do the ring finger.
I wouldn't even try because I'll get excited in the heat of the moment, and I'll accidentally do something I'm not supposed to in the.
Yeah, yesterday I had to go in at like 2:45 yesterday. The 10 minutes before I got there, the whole system went down.
Oh.
We couldn't process any orders. We couldn't pull orders. They were able to finish the orders that they were working on. We couldn't do anything for like an hour.
So you were standing there like, well, I'll get a broom then.
No, we ended up taking orders out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, we couldn't cash them out. We couldn't finish processing their orders, but we could still take everything out.
Process that order.
It was fun.
Oh, yeah, it sounds like it. I've had some good jobs. And I've had some sucky jobs, too. I remember 93 in Walmart. I was a stockman for a year. And my supervisor figured Dave was really cool, but he was super lazy. And he figured out that I was, I have my personality. I like to help people. So he took full advantage of that, and he would he would go when it was October on, and he would go into the layaway, and he basically rigged up a human blind with boxes, and he would sleep there for 2 or 3 hours. Where's Dave? I don't know. I'm loading 32-inch televisions into Yugos. I'm busy. Leave me alone. For those of you who don't know, the Yugo.
Yugoslavia's finest representative in the automotive engineering market. Ralph Nader once said you would be better off buying a used car than a new Yugo.
Well, Ralph Nader said it.
I had a friend. He had one. They were really all that.
There's only like 3 or 4 models. They were really small.
I think there was only one. Maybe, I don't know. It was a little 3-door hatchback. And the doors were probably about as thick as a corrugated metal trash can lid.
They worked great as wheel chocks. They were great for wheel chocks. You could put one under the front tire of a Ford F-250, it wouldn't go anywhere. It was great.
I don't know. I'm afraid it would just collapse and your truck would roll away.
Oh, man. They kind of look like a rabbit. They kind of look like a Volkswagen rabbit.
Little Volkswagen rabbit. But, see, Volkswagen builds their cars out of unobtainium. They'll survive nuclear holocausts. I know. I had a 96 Jetta, and I was headed west on Camelback Road, and traffic was backed way up. And so I came to a stop behind this car. A car behind me didn't come to a stop until too late. Hit me, pushed me into the car in front of me, and I hit that car hard enough, and while he was prescient enough to turn his wheels to the left, I pushed him into the center lane. I caved in the back end of the car in front of me. I caved in the front end of the car on the back of me. I lost paint on both of my steel bumpers.
Oh, my.
Because while the Volkswagen looks like it has a plastic bumper, it does not. It has a steel bumper wrapped in plastic. So yeah, Volkswagen builds tanks.
Huh.
Granted, nothing was ever the same on that car after that. What didn't you know? Tell us, so now we did not know that.
Oh, I wikied the Yugo. There's actually several models. The dude who created the company did so in 1853. He was an arms manufacturer, and he just, in 1853, and by the late 30s, the company expanded into automobile production. It's like a Crosley. We started making record players, and then we figured, fuck it, automobiles. What? Wait, what?
Records go around, so do wheels.
This is all, it's gears, and there's gears in the car, and the camshaft, and this goes around. Yeah, that makes no sense whatsoever. We're building this. We need these, too. No, we're good, but people are buying them.
It's kind of interesting that Nintendo has been around since the 19th century.
The 19th century.
Literally, they were a playing card company.
That is true.
And look where they are now, but yes.
Zastava.
One of the greediest companies in the world.
Nintendo is older than pretty much every television manufacturer out there.
So if a Fiat and a Rabbit had a baby, it would be the Yugo. But Zastava is the name of the company. And there were many... There was the GXV, the GV. There's like several different models. So it says here at one point, I know nothing about Fiats. For the record, let it be said on the council. But
fix it again, Tony.
Fix it again, Tony. But I can't hear that anymore without hearing Dale Gribble in, what was it, like the second episode of, you know what Ford stands for, don't you? Fix it again, Tony. Dale. But apparently it's a re-engineering based on the Fiat 128. So those of you that are watching that know Fiats, there's your magic.
I know that Italians build beautiful, fast, extremely unreliable automobiles.
Extremely unreliable. And my Italians, they built them Ferraris. And then that Lamborghini guy tried to talk to the Ferrari guy, and he wouldn't talk to him, and he laughed at him. Oh, that was a mistake. You're a tractor guy. What do you know? Well, he knew enough to make vehicles that outsell yours. Hey, I would rather have a Lamborghini than a Ferrari. And not just...
I think Lamborghinis are ugly.
Oh, I would totally sell it, but I would have it for a little bit to drive it once, and that would be it.
I think Ferraris are beautiful cars, but those aren't the kind of car you would try to commute in because the logistics of it would be a nightmare. It's not a car it's a car that, you take out on the weekend.
Yeah.
It's a sports car in the literal sense.
It's a penis car, and that's fine. Your penis deserves this car. Great. But if I would even if I had a gazillion dollars, I would never buy a Lamborghini or a unless it was historic. Now, if it was,
No, I see. I'm a freak for Corvettes. If I was to win the lottery, I would have a Corvette.
yeah, lots
Probably
of
several.
Now, which would you get? Would you get the early 50s cute, sexy years, or the Stingray years, or the Barbie years?
Actually, my favorite year was a 61, 62 model year.
All right.
It was the last had the double front headlights. It was the first year that had the shark tail like the 63s.
Yeah.
But of course, up until 63, Corvette wasn't available as a coupe. It was a roadster only with a removable hardtop. That was the only way they came. And the 61, 62 had that updated rear end. And I've got a model of one. Well, I don't have it here. It's at work on my desk at work.
Take a picture of it tomorrow and send it on the...
But yes, in 1963, when they introduced the Stingray, that was a bunch of new innovations. The biggest one among them would be the fact that what was it? Independent rear suspension. It was one of the first automobiles to provide an independent rear suspension as not an option but standard equipment. And that was what set the 63 model year apart. And it was the only year with the iconic split window.
Yeah.
But the split window in 64, when they came out with the one with the bubble window, so many people hated the split window that they had their car modified and had the bubble window of the 64 put in. So there are 63s out there that don't have the split.
Are modified. No, I would...
Well, they're made out of fiberglass. Modification was easy if you knew how to work fiberglass.
I would get one of the original... If money was no option. If money was no option, it's still on Facebook today. Some dude built the Michael Keaton Batmobile. 39,000, 35,000? I would buy that. And then we would just make videos of us getting it ready. Then we'd pull up to Kris's house. Get out here now! Have his neighbors be like, holy crap. You know Batman?
Batman pulls out front. Get out here now! Yeah. And from in the house you hear, honey, have you seen my green lipstick?
Honey, where's the lantern ring I gave you to keep saying? What? I threw it away. Meanwhile, there's a homeless guy from the dump that's flying around as a green lantern. He's old as shit. Booze.
Using his green lantern ring to make wine bottles.
To make hooch. Moonshine. Aren't you supposed to be protecting crime? It's a still right here in the vacant lot. Look at that.
No, needless to say, I am obsessed with the Corvette. I own probably way more Corvette Hot Wheels than any other. When I was a kid, I built every Corvette model there was, even having to write the model companies to get some because the local stores didn't have them.
Right on. Yes. I built a lot of models. Only about 2 of them have survived. There's a Dodge panel truck in the other room. Do you guys... Okay, the movie Matilda, now, when you say that, images of Danny DeVito and Rhea Perlman and the little girl and Trunchbull come to mind. But back in the early, 79, 80, there was a terrible TV movie about a boxing kangaroo named Matilda, and they drove her around in an old panel truck, and my dad got that panel truck. Hey, it's from the movie, let's build it. So I still have that completed model. Everything is falling off of it because it's...
No, my brother destroyed my models while I was in the Army. I scavenged them to make other... all I know is that they were gone when they came back. Not a single one survived, and I had some beautiful models. I had a 1/8 scale 57 Corvette that was just gorgeous. I also had a 1/8 scale 79 Trans Am.
Really?
That one. The one, and I never did get all of it finished. When I was a kid, my dad bought me a Don the Snake Prudhomme top fuel funny car, like 1/6 scale. This model was huge, and it was detailed down to the point where there were specifically sized rubber bands for the belts on the engine, and individual wires for the spark plugs. And it was an insanely detailed model. I don't know what happened to it.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to most of mine. You grow up, you move out, you come back, they get put in a box, you take that box home, it gets trashed around, you don't even realize it. The next thing, I mean, I've tried to hold on to a lot of childhood treasures, but my kids got 80% of those, so they're gone now.
I mostly have my Hot Wheels.
Right
and of course, I still collect Hot Wheels. Every time I go to the store, I come home with Hot Wheels.
Hot Wheels. Hot Wheels are the best under 6 gift for small boys and some small girls. They like Hot Wheels too.
Well, yeah, my ex would be upset when, my daughter, my eldest, would want a Hot Wheels in the store and I'd get it for her. She's like, Carol, you can't get her that. And so I hand my wife the Hot Wheels package and say, show me on this package where it says this toy is for boys. Only. Well, it's blue. Well, you do know that like in the 20s and the 30s, they used to market pink as a more vibrant, manly color, and pink was for boys and blue was for girls before somebody decided to change that up. I don't know when or how.
Well, I think it happened in the 50s. Well, in England, when you're referred to as, oh, look, you're pink and blue. But pink and blue are children colors. They're associated with kids. But it's not like blue for boys, pink for girls. It's those colors together in like a gingham or, because pink originally is the color of friendship. And that's what it is psychically. Like if you have a talk to your aura, it's got a lot of pink in it. Okay, we're friendly, we're getting along. Yeah. So that's android blood. There you go. It's not really red.
I never understood the fascination. I mean, I played with action figures when I was a kid.
Got a lot of the He-Man and Star Wars.
I had Star Wars. I had a lot of Star Wars. I had some of the old school G.I. Joes, the big G.I. Joes.
Yeah, with Duke the dog, and I have the big tank.
The Kung Fu grip, and he had the actual buzz cut that you could feel.
Yeah. I got a cat that feels like that in this house. Where's Ruckus? Yeah. It's good to see your mom up and moving around, Kris.
Oh yeah, she's no, that was my nephew. My mom is actually in a rehab facility for physical. She went to the hospital a couple weeks ago.
Oh man.
Her blood pressure was like really low, but they moved her into a rehab 2 Fridays ago, and she's actually been working on her strength. She was standing up with the parallel bars today and last weekend. So she's building that strength up. So I'm very proud of her.
Sorry, Jingo, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I thought that was your mom. I was going to say, oh, hey, it's good to see your mom up and moving around.
But, yes, definitely.
Gotcha, she's building strength.
She's been doing all right. They're treating her better at this place.
Yeah. My sister helps my mom out all the time, so I get a report now and again.
Yep. So.
And then you have to go all the way down to Tucson, Rob.
Yeah, but she's very happy where she's at.
That's all that matters.
She's enjoying it. She's got a beautiful vista that looks out over Tucson National Country Club and Golf Course, and she gets to look to the west and see the foothills, and she's back, quote unquote, home. she was born and raised mostly in North Carolina, in a very small town that doesn't exist anymore. And but her formative years, her late grade school and high school years, were spent in Tucson. So that's what she calls home. And two of her sisters are still down there, and she's enjoying it. Very happy.
Glad to hear that. Treasure them while you can. I lost my mom in 2010 to a relapse of cancer, and I lost my dad 7 years before that, also to cancer. So I have a coworker, and he complains about having to take care of his mother, who's old and nags, and I have to tell him, you're complaining now, but when she's gone, you'll forget all about your complaints. And you'll think about all the little things she used to do that you'll miss. So if you've still got your parents and or your grandparents, be thankful and let them know.
Absolutely.
Because you never know when it's going to be gone.
Yeah.
And it usually comes without warning. All right, enough, Mr. Sad.
From 12:30 on this morning in Phoenix, it's super windy, and it looks like a post-apocalyptic hellscape outside until about 4:45 on the way home. Then it was actually starting to look like a sky again, instead of just gray haze everywhere.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I work in an airplane hangar on the top floor right under a steel roof. I have the only room on the top floor that doesn't have a drop ceiling, so there's no insulation between me and the steel roof. And of course, the open area of my building opens into the above the drop ceiling area for the rest of the top floor. So we get all the heat in my room.
I'm sorry, man. Yeah, it doesn't matter what I wear. It doesn't matter because it's hot in the warehouse, and then they have us wear this, everybody has a smock on for static electricity because we're dealing with
highly sensitive stuff.
Yeah,
yes.
My body hates polyester.
Yeah, I'm not into plastic clothes either.
No, it just... Anyway, yes, that's... So yes, post-apocalyptic hellscape outside. It's quite nasty.
Yes, it is almost 6 p.m. and it is 105 degrees, and it will probably be over 100 degrees until nearly midnight.
Which reminds me, I'll be right back. You guys talk amongst yourselves while I throw a pitcher of water into the event cooler.
Today's events in history. In music, today, in 1958, the Billboard Hot 100 is published for the first time. And who is number one? Any guesses?
What year was it?
1958?
Gotta be Elvis.
Nope. And the guy that got number one starred in a popular family sitcom.
In the 50s?
In the 50s. Here's this one. This is the one that will give it away. In this family sitcom, the actors in the roles were actually family.
Okay, was it the Partridge Family? Because I know that's the 60s.
That's the 70s, actually.
70s, okay. I'm not that old, so I have no clue.
It was Ricky Nelson with Poor Little Fool.
Okay.
Because he was on, was it The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet? I don't know the actual name of the show. But Ozzie and Harriet and Ricky Nelson and his little brother.
Ah, Ricky and Wally.
And and he spawned a heavy metal band.
Yes, he did. His kids became Nelson. They were hair metal. The hair metal is still metal.
Putting a band together is an arduous task. So you got to salute anybody that's like made a record and gone on tour, put their time in and play. And I'm not talking about like rich kids that dad paid for everything and suddenly they're on the internet and they got a record. But when they put their time in and, you know, learning an instrument, learning how the whole thing works.
Yeah, the Beatles were all poor kids. None of them were rich. They grew up in the row houses. On this day in 1967, Pink Floyd released their first album, Piper at the Gates of Dawn, the only record made under the leadership of Syd Barrett.
Yeah.
I believe the follow-up, A Saucer Full of Secrets, was still heavily influenced by Barrett, but they had started to move away from his erraticness.
Yeah, Piper at the Gates of Dawn is a very musical interlude.
Well, yeah, the Pink Floyd under Syd Barrett was a very different band than after they left. By the time they got to 69, 70, and were doing like Atom Heart Mother and Umaguma, their music had matured considerably from the, I guess you would call it whimsical. Go back and listen to Arnold Lane. Or Set the Controls for the Heart of the Sun. Yes. It's a very different type band.
Pink Floyd totally goes across the spectrum. Genesis is a completely different band with, you know...
With Peter Gabriel, they were a very progressive,
he was
kind of hard, not easy to access kind of music. It's not, you know, it's not what I would call mainstream commercial music. It was not like the later Genesis.
It was more no. When he left,
it was definitely in the art rock.
Yeah, perfect. Because it was more performance and him telling stories and then making music to it. And didn't they audition like 400 singers before they decided, holy crap, Phil, you're a great singer. Get out front. I can feel it coming. But same thing with Fleetwood Mac, same thing with the Beatles, same thing with Jefferson.
I love the early Fleetwood Mac with Peter Green. Totally different band.
Totally different.
It sounded more like John Mayall's Blues Breakers than it did Fleetwood Mac.
Fleetwood Mac was a band. Then Fleetwood Mac became several relationships that we got to watch all the drama unfold on stage.
That was way down the road because I think they did 2 albums with Peter Green, and then they replaced him.
I thought he left, and
yeah, he did. He basically had a bad acid trip and dropped out of music.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have something to say about that.
Dropping out of music?
Yeah. I just saw this article yesterday. Do you know who built Compton Terrace?
Oh, I remember this.
Stevie Nicks' father, Bill Compton.
Stevie Nicks' father made Compton Terrace.
Bill Compton was a concert promoter in the 60s and 70s. Yeah.
It's gone now.
Yeah. And he died he wasn't a concert promoter, he was a radio DJ. And he died a couple years before Stevie Nicks' dad built Compton Terrace and named it after him. Wow. And if I read the article right, if I'm remembering correctly, Stevie Nicks was the last person to perform there before they closed
the original venue, before they moved it out to Firebird Lake.
Yep.
I saw one concert at the original. Actually, no, I take that back. I saw 3 concerts. The one that was the most memorable is I saw the Beach Boys with all the original Wilson brothers
in
the lineup.
Nice.
And opening for that was a local DJ by the name of Jonathan Brandmeier, who had a doo-wop band.
Wow,
and they came out and did doo-wop music.
Sweet.
I remember Johnny B.
Yep.
I was going to say, why does that sound so familiar?
He was on 100.7 KOPA.
Yep. And he
Back
moved
when it
over
was
to
the top 40
KZZP
station.
for a while, didn't he?
What?
I thought he moved over to KZZP for a while too before he left. Before that one changed. Before that one went.
I think he did.
I remember doing standbys out at Compton. So, especially the only in Arizona would you have a concert at a desert-based venue in August.
It's a bad idea.
And pack the house. And we would do standbys out there because somebody was going to...
Somebody's going to pass out.
Yeah, between dehydration and better living through chemistry, there was a need.
Yes, the other concert I saw there, I saw Aerosmith there. This was on their Back in the Saddle tour, and they brought them along with them a little band named after the lead singer who had just quit Black Sabbath. The name of the band was Dio, and they were just starting to make a name for themselves. And so I got to see the band Dio on their first album when they were. I've seen Dio like a dozen times, and except for the one show at Celebrity Theater where he opened for Iron frickin' Maiden at the Celebrity Theater.
Holy crap.
He has been the headliner on all the shows
At the Celebrity Theater, there's only like 500 seats there.
Uh-huh.
It's a very intimate... Wow.
Oh, yes. This was during the Blaze Bayley era after Bruce had left the band. And they did 2 albums with Blaze Bayley, the lead singer of Wolfsbane. It was during that time the popularity of the band had waned, and they'd gone from playing massive arenas to doing small, intimate venues. And there were like 3 other bands on that bill that were all either minor or local bands, but it was great.
I've only seen 2 shows at Celebrity Theater, Muse. And the band,
wow!
It was
Muse at Celebrity.
It was amazing. Because Christine was really into them, and this was before Twilight and all that. And I really liked the one song they had. Was it Absolution? I think it's called. No.
Absolution, Supermassive Black Hole.
No. It's off the earlier Butterflies and Hurricanes.
Yeah.
But there's one song. The bass line is just.
Yes, I know the song. I got introduced to Muse when my wife and I were going to Vegas, and she happened to see that, the hockey arena at the Mandalay Bay, Muse was going to be playing there, so we got tickets to go.
I have seen Muse 3 times. First time at Celebrity Theater. The album with Black Hole, Supermassive Black Hole and Knights of Sidonia, that had just came out, but it really didn't have the band that opened for them was called Cloud Room, and their sound engineer should be beaten to death because if the guy must have been high or drunk, you couldn't hear the singer. You could barely. It was just Dude, how could you fuck this up? This is Celebrity Theater. You practically only need a couple mics, Then they came on, and people came out of everywhere and rushed the stage, and Christine was in the front. And she's actually in an official Muse picture. Matt is bent down, and he's in an all-red Michael Jackson-looking suit. Like the fake leather.
Yep.
And Christine is right there, and she's like this. And she was she and Miranda were talking to this couple from France. And the couple from France was freaking out, and they're like, "Are you guys okay?" And it's like, "You don't understand, man. Over in Europe, these guys pack Wimbledon. You can never, ever get this close to them during the show."
Yeah, they're massive in Europe.
They're huge in Europe. And at this point in America, that the song that I love so much that the name escapes me right now was getting radio play, but not a lot.
I still hear them on radio once in a while. But
Is this going to be on this?
we went and saw a concert film for the Drones tour,
How was that?
and it was amazing. That was the first time I'd really seen Muse. I'd heard a couple of songs, but
Oops.
it's like, wow,
Sorry.
all that noise coming out of three guys.
Damn
But
it.
then some of my favorite bands are three guys.
Rush.
ZZ Top,
Great catch.
Triumph,
Triumph.
Cream,
Cream. Damn it. Why won't this? Ah.
Grand
thank you.
Funk Railroad, The Police,
Grand Funk Railroad is an amazing amount of...
Motorhead.
I'm glad you said the
Motorhead might
Police.
be one of the most awesome. Yes, the Police, definitely the Police.
Hysteria.
All right, what's the worst concert you've ever
Hysteria.
been to?
The worst concert I've ever been to?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Motley Crue the second time was a disappointment. Oh, second time for Muse. It was at Mesa Amphitheater, and this band out of San Francisco, Immigrant, opened up for them. They were really good. They were a good heavy metal band, and it sucks that they kind of faded into obscurity. The second band was actually Juliet and the Licks, Juliette Lewis. And she came out and sang, and she writes all of her own lyrics, and the band
I
writes the
always
songs.
thought she looked like Tom Hanks in drag.
She at one point had this song about Native Americans or something, and we had started talking to everybody in the group, and some guy had a World of Warcraft shirt on, so we all started talking about World of Warcraft, and turns out we all played World of Warcraft. Who fucking knew that? Well, we all listen to the same music, and we all kind of look the same and have the same kind of clothes. This is just fucking weird. So, at one point, she puts like a headband on with one of the red feathers like a kid would have, you know, like in a Cowboys and Indians costume. And the Navajo guy that was hanging around with, you know, he was just there. We were all talking. He turns to look at us and he's like, is she serious? It's like, dude, I don't know that white girl. So we laughed about that. And then they got off. And Christine's like, from the first concert and a couple others, I have to be up front. Music is my religion. Whoa, okay, I get that. I understand. I love being up front too, but as I've gotten older, not really worth it.
Sit my ass in the seat.
I paid for a seat, I'm going to sit down. No, I have to be... You were like right next to them. Isn't that enough? You got what chicks in Europe fucking dream. And totally Christine. I had another dream about Muse. Was it sexy? Oh, no. No, she dreams that they like hang out on the bus and talk about conspiracy theories and aliens and all the stuff that Muse... It's like, oh my God, you're just... nothing's different. It's... Anyway, so... They go on. Muse, right? Hold on. They go... Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, finish.
Muse comes and hits the stage, and out of fucking nowhere, thousands of people. Most of them are these huge dudes that look like linebackers. I don't know if they're there with their girlfriends, but the earlier Muse is a little heavier. It's pretty fucking awesome. So, yeah, you're going to get... They even have a show called, or a song called Muscle Museum. They have, you know, the Philip song. A lot of it's fast and hard. So, okay, there would be a lot of dudes here. I watch my wife disappear like it's a fucking anime. All of a sudden, huge dudes come out of nowhere, and she turns around, and it's like this, like, hey, and all these, like, all the adrenaline comes in, and I go into panic mode, and I start throwing these big guys to get to... The first dude grabbed me, and when I didn't react at all... And I'm just like, 1 second. And then he saw what I was doing. He let go of me. And he started helping me at one point. Because by the time I got... Christine was being crushed. Because she was trying to go against the flow of these giant guys to get back to me. So I could take her out. Not take her out. That's a bad... Take her out of the area. So I finally get... And she's all sweaty. She's short of breath. It's like... I tried to explain. This is Mesa. You're right next to Tempe. This is a bad idea. They'll go to a concert just because they're high and it's something to do. I didn't. And we went over and we sat on the berm for the rest of the show. Great show. Third Time Muse down at America West Arena. What's it called now?
I think it's just called Phoenix Arena. It was Footprint Center for a while. Now it's just Phoenix Arena.
We were there before it was Footprint because it had another name. It's been bought and sold so many times. This show was really awesome. There was no seating unless you were up in the upper area. It was all standing room only. And Silver Sun Pickups opened for them. Now, I was not familiar with that band at all, but god damn, not only were they extremely talented and amazing, the banter back and forth between because it's another 3-person band, the female bass player and the lead singer. I mean, they talked to the Asian guy playing drums a lot. He was funny, but their back and forth banter was pretty hilarious. And they're like Muse. They're like Rush. They're like AC/DC. What you hear on the radio and the cassette in your car, whatever, on your phone, whoops, back there in the 8-track, I can Muse on 8-track. No,
I was waiting for that. Now you're touching on my read.
I know. No, I'm after playing in bands and doing all the music out at Ren Fair and having so many friend musicians, you become a music snob for live performances. And whether you realize it or not, this perpetuates. So when you go to see Muse or AC/DC or Rush it's exactly how they sound. What you get is what you get. Hello. So that was the experience for Muse all 3 times. Where the first, I saw Motley Crue 2 or 3 times. They were good the first time.
I would have to say
they were into it the
second
time.
I have seen so many awesome concerts that the few disappointments. One was Metallica. The 2 opening acts were, I think one of them was Faith No More, and that was their first album, which was very much rap rock. And it did not go down with the Metallica audience for the And Justice for All tour. And so, although I enjoyed their set, the audience was hostile, and so it wasn't really an enjoyable set. And then I think the second band was Faster Pussycat. And they're
really?
awful.
Oh, okay. I've never seen
them live. And then Metallica came out, and they seemed drunk and belligerent through the whole. I mean, some of the songs were good, but they almost like they didn't want to be there, and they were definitely drunk. And so it kind of left a bad taste in my mouth for Metallica. The other worst concert was mid-December at the New Compton Terrace, and we went to see Jethro Tull. And it got so damn cold that about 2/3 of the way through, he had to quit the show because it was too cold for him to sing. He was injuring his voice.
That's nature.
And it was so cold that as we were walking out, I stepped in a puddle of somebody's spilled large drink, and it had already frozen solid. That was a bad concert, not because of the concert, but because it was so cold.
Yeah. In Arizona.
A third, a runner-up honorable mention, the year before last, we went to go see Disturbed out at the West venue. I think it was in July or early August. And of course, the heat snapped hard. And by the time we got into the venue, my wife was borderline heat stroke. And so I sat her down, I got some cold water, and I said, we're not doing this. This is going to kill you. And we sat down and we were getting ready to leave when they came around and said, concert's been canceled. The equipment, we can't get the equipment to fire up because it's too hot. Because, electronics like to be cool. And they couldn't get the amplifiers cool enough to get them to fire up. And so that technically wasn't a concert because nobody played. But it can be an honorable mention on the worst concerts of all time.
Why do they allow outside concerts during the summer in Arizona? That's what I want to know.
This promoters are greedy.
Yep.
People
I
hate
don't think
humans.
I don't think Disturbed was fully made aware of just how hot it gets in Arizona in July, or they would not have done that. But
Yeah.
The big venue for summertime
Oh,
concerts
crap,
in
I forgot about
Arizona
that.
used to be the
Thanks for
Veterans
reminding me.
Memorial Coliseum. That used to be the place to go because you could
all my
pack
early
the
concerts
place.
were there because that's the only place they really ever had concerts for the longest time.
Yeah.
It was
Worst one for me was Soundgarden and Guns N' Roses.
Really?
The Guns N' Roses go on at like 2:00 in the morning or something.
Yep. Well,
Yeah,
they
no.
came on at midnight. Soundgarden started at like 8, played for like 45 minutes. This is like when they first started. And their big song was the Minnesota song. And
Bad Motor
they
Finger
played for like
album, yeah.
45 minutes. And then Guns N' Roses didn't show up until like midnight. And then, yeah. Nope. I'm done.
I'm sorry, you're a professional. You're being paid huge sums of money to entertain. Be your ass there on time.
Yeah. Well, they were drunk.
Ed,
This is the Use Your Illusion 1 and 2 tour.
Oh,
so
God.
they thought they were the biggest band in the world.
Well, they were, but they let it get to their head. I have
Yep.
never seen Guns N' Roses in concert, and I don't know. Maybe I would now if it wasn't charging so much because I know they're all old and sober now, and so it'll be a good show.
Ed said that at Harrah's in Reno, one of the worst acts that ever came to perform was Gordon Lightfoot. He was so drunk he couldn't hold his guitar or sit on the stool.
One of the best concerts I saw was at the Hollywood Theater at the MGM in Las Vegas. It was Tom Jones. Yep, he was on our bucket list. We're like, if we ever get a chance to see Tom Jones, we're going to see Tom Jones. And this is back when we made a yearly trip to Vegas, and we had already planned our yearly trip. And, you know, I'm laying in bed. It's early morning. And I'm laying there half awake, and I hear this scream, Rob! What?
What
Tom
happened?
Jones!
Tom Jones!
And so we went and saw Tom Jones.
Delilah.
We sat next to this lovely British couple
Oh, right.
because it's dinner theater, and so you're sitting at a little dinner table, you know, with regular chairs.
And he's Welsh.
It's not a concert venue, yes. He came out. He did a country song. He did a rock song. He did a dance song. He did a blues song. He did a ballad. He did another pop song. And somewhere in the middle of all that, he did like a 5-minute medley of all of his hits. And then everything else was all newer music. And it was all great. His band was tight. We liked every song.
Right on.
But he's like, I could stand up here and just sing all my hits, but, you know, I'm still a thriving recording performing musician, and I want to show you what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And so
We love your stuff, but yeah, show me what you got now.
oh no, he hit all the medleys, and it was a good long medley. It had at least one verse in the chorus of everything he did.
If I only knew. I love Tom Jones. I love the fact.
He was
Oh, go ahead.
he was once asked what he would like to have on his tombstone. He said, I want it to say, here lies the greatest Elvis impersonator that ever lived.
That's funny. I love the fact that he plays himself in Mars Attacks.
Right?
Best paycheck ever for a person. What? I'm playing me in your movie? Hell yeah. I'm just impressed you wrote all. I'm sorry, go ahead.
The shows were always great because more often than not, the act, you know, the singer or whomsoever would make their way into the audience in the dinner theaters.
Yeah.
And so, you know, the first couple of rows, the first couple of tables, people would get, to see this person, and they may come up and they may talk to them, and they may, in between songs and things like that, they would engage very, very, very much like the old days, the quote unquote good old days.
Mm.
That was always nice to see.
Sinatra and Bobby Darin, right?
My favorite concerts were always Pink Floyd and the Grateful Dead, because regardless, when you went to those shows, the songs you heard were songs you knew, but they were having a good time with it. They were going to enjoy themselves.
Mm.
The Grateful Dead were going to come in with a nice song, but there might be a 3 or 4 minute beautiful solo section or handoff solos that would never had been recorded except by the guys up in the recording section. So the taper section, those guys always had really cool tapes that they trade out and you could get copies of and have a good time with. And Pink Floyd, after Roger Waters, Pink Floyd had a really good time. Gilmour and Wright, and they had a wonderful time saying, okay, we know you all know this song, but now I get to have a little fun with this because this is something I never got to record before, and I'm feeling this way tonight. And boom, and off they went.
I saw the second Division Bell tour. Was that like 94 or 95? It was at ASU West, or no, ASU, the stadium where they play football.
Oh yeah, that was the one I got to do standbys on. I loved that. That was the one I got to hear the actual sound check, and Gilmour threw out the concert promoter because he wanted the fire department to leave. And Gilmour said, no. How does that sound to you guys? Great. Get him out of here.
Yeah. How dare he? This concert, we're going to see
Megadeth. Anthrax.
Oh my
God.
God.
I've not seen Megadeth. I've seen Anthrax open
I haven't
for
seen
Ozzy.
I've met all of the members of Megadeth. They did a signing at Tower Records in like 91. Because it was like that.
What's that?
Tower Records at University and Mill, and they were all there.
Right?
It was like at the beginning, and I got all their autographs. No, I don't have those anymore. Anyway, but yeah. But Anthrax.
That was my favorite Tower Records to go to. Was the one on Mill and University. That one was great.
Is Graffiti Alley still down there in the? I haven't been to Mill in about 2 years.
You probably wouldn't recognize it.
There was a Celtic store there. No, last time I went there, I was like, where the coffee plantation is still there. I think, what is it, the Apache or Kachina Theater is still there.
Valley Art. But it's been closed since like 2018.
All the clubs and Rulabula doesn't even exist anymore. Oh man, don't be picking your nose on. Okay.
Is the Tuck Box.
Yeah. Because what? But yeah, Mill has completely changed since I was a Mill rat when I started driving in 88, when I could get down there on my own.
Yes, we used to go to a place called Chewy's and watch the gin blossoms there.
Yes.
I don't even remember where Chewy's is.
Chewy's, and they played at Long Wong's a couple times before.
Long Wong's
they
on
became
the corner
big.
right there by Jack in the Box.
We used to go to Long Wong's. We'd go down there. Even Mr. like Don and Tim and Tom and their dad worked at a gas station at University, and he knew everybody because they all came in to get gas and drinks and stuff. And Mr. C was just absolutely insane. I miss him so much. I know that the Coffee Brothers miss him too, their dad.
You remember Jerry's Drive-In Liquors in Tempe? It's still freaking there.
Is it really?
Yes.
Where's that one at?
I want to say it's on Rural, just south of University.
Rural and Apache, next to McDonald's.
Yes.
I think so.
Yep, that's still there.
Driven by it 100 times, never used its services. I'm on the go. I need booze. Yeah, that doesn't happen. I do.
Speaking of Tempe and concerts, You want a little sneak peek on something?
Uh-oh. Is this actually going to happen, or is this another thing that you're going to get us all excited
so.
about, and then you're going to be like, what are you talking about? Go ahead.
I think so. February 13th, 2027.
During fair.
Yucca Tap Room. From noon to 7, a punk rock Comic-Con.
Really? Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll have to promote the shit out of that. Give me some more concrete, Kris.
I can stand out on my porch and see the Yucca Tap Room.
Okay.
I live that close to it.
That's a good walk
literally
for you.
Well, then you better get a freaking table and you better be out there selling your wares.
I have no wares.
Well, hold on. First off, ouch. It's during Ren Fair, and now I have signed up with the Plunder for an indefinite contract. I'm going to be out there working, and after the last paycheck, fuck yeah, it was a lot more money than I would normally make out at Ren Fair. So, because it was a commission-based, and I'm a pretty damn good salesman when I, believe in the friends and believe in the product. As you watched out at Comic-Cons.
Yep.
How much are these tables? Because now I have this big steampunk operation, and there isn't like a flea market coming up. I was confused in the translation of the $40 a month gets you a table at Gamers Guild, but that's for whatever you want it to be for. If we wanted to just go there and sell guns, we could do that. But it probably would be better to run a campaign.
I'm not sure how much the 10 by 10 spot is going to be.
10 by 10?
But it'll be less than $40.
And it's...
So what is the date again? You said it's February?
Saturday, February 13th.
Saturday? Oh.
Saturday.
Who else has been drinking tonight? Not me.
I haven't opened anything
I'm on my second bottle.
Oh, man. I can't stop. I've seen... Yeah. I don't know. It's probably just Rob's the only one that's drinking it. What do you have, like Glenlivet or... God knows.
I have that other call I have to be sober for.
What happens in the cup stays
in the cup. There's Romulan ale in there.
Oh, Lord.
Yep.
Remember WesterCon 35, 1982. The Adams Hilton Hotel.
Switch the years.
It's the Renaissance now, but WesterCon was back before they had the expositions that they have now. WesterCon was the big Western United States science fiction convention and was one of my first, and oh, what an experience. That was where I was introduced to Romulan ale, which is, I think it was the Romulan ale I was served was Everclear with blue food coloring in it.
Gross.
It was harsh.
The dark ones making the pan-galactic gargle blasters and all the other stuff they would do. Yeah, ew. It was Everclear with food coloring.
No. Mine, we used to make Jingo juice.
Uh-oh.
Or now, I didn't start calling it that, but one year we went out there, and somebody had given me cases of the canned government fruit juice, orange juice, grape juice, apple juice. I had cases of it. And so I took a case of each out there, and we started mixing up the jungle juice, and we put, one gallon of the concentrated fruit punch mix you can get at Costco. We put a fifth of Everclear, a 175 of Bacardi, and a 175 of Smirnoff in it.
Oh, my God.
2 6-quart cans of apple juice, 2 6-quart cans of grape juice, 2 6-quart cans of orange juice.
So, grog.
And I think about a gallon and a half of water brought it to about 8 gallons of liquid. We'd make it in that big orange igloo cooler and then put enough fruit to top it out and then eat the fruit at the end of the weekend.
Because that fruit is loaded with booze.
Oh, yeah, it is. And then we'd stir it with an oar. I still have that bucket and the oar.
And the ore.
We had an ore, and the only reason it existed was to stir the juice.
We used to make grog for fair, and it was juicy juice and rum, and then you would let it ferment for 2 weeks. Then you would bring it out there. But the sliced up fruit, all putting it in that water jug.
We learned that this juice could take on supernatural properties because we took a gallon of it and we stuck it up in somebody's fridge until the war next year. The inside of that 1 gallon jug was pink. It didn't rinse out. And the juice that came out of it was near hallucinogenic.
You guys drank it, huh?
Oh, God, it tasted good, but whoo, there was some chemistry going on in there.
It was like slow-mo from Dread.
But now my liver's retired, so...
That probably did it. You're not supposed to eat that. Yeah, we did stupid stuff out at fair. Though now it's like, hey, you want some of that? Dude, I have to drive home. No.
Yeah. Gotta go.
I got expired tags. No. I don't even
work on Monday.
Yeah. I will get high as a kite with you, but I'm not touching booze. Now, in the past, when I was out there, we would leave Friday night. So I would get hammered Friday night. And then we would stay out there Saturday night. So I would get hammered Saturday night. But I didn't drink anything on Sunday because I had to leave at like 2 or 3 and then go pick up the kids and then do dinner and start laundry and get ready for Monday. So there was no drinking on. Yeah, when I was in my 20s and I didn't have any children, I was a mess. But like we all were. But then after I became a dad, that kind of really straightened me out.
That's why you always took things off after the war.
Okay, I'm going to go because I got to go take my meds. I'm going to be a good boy and take my meds. So
good luck writing tomorrow. May it be fruitful and entertaining.
Thank you.
Use a thesaurus.
I'll see you guys later.
All right. Bye.
Sure. Bye.
Forthwith. Try to use that a lot. No one says that anymore. Happenstance. There's another old word we don't use anymore. Why is there no H in sure? Notwithstanding.
Always a good one.
Henceforth. You can put forth on anything, really. It's all relative. You know, it was... that's the problem is it's like most of the concerts I've seen are really good. There's only been a couple that... You know, live local bands, that's a different story. Sometimes they're really good. Sometimes not so much. So... Good going, guys.
With the exception of Metallica, it really wasn't the band's fault in the other situations. And Metallica overall put on a good show, but there was one song they started when they were playing in different keys and it just sounded awful. There was another point where I think they started 2 different songs at the same time.
Mm.
And then during Freight Ends of Sanity, they stopped about halfway through and Papa Hit said, I fucking hate that song, and moved on to another song.
Okay.
Yeah, not what I would call professional. And I think they were definitely not on their game that night. It was still a good concert, but
I saw
way better.
Weird Al Yankovic twice. Amazing show both times. Rodrigo and Gabriela. They do Breaking Bad. You've both seen Breaking Bad.
I know who Rodrigo and Gabriela are.
Not everybody does.
But
You have
I've
to
never
explain to
watched
them.
Breaking Bad. I didn't know they were in that.
I don't know if they're in it, but Tamakun is. The music is the first time he's in the RV out in the desert with no pants on. Dun 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 dun, and they're amazing, and it's just I can't remember who the opening band was, but their whole show is like a mock-up of a stone handmade wall, that's maybe 2.5 feet, but it's not that wall. It's a, canvas painted to look like. And they each come out from either end of the stage, and they just sit on this wall and play guitar. And she talks, and she's just like a Mexican pixie. Just like, oh, God, senorita. So, little mama. So, that they don't really, but it's amazing. I mean, they're super talented, both of them.
What is the most surprising concert you saw?
Hank Williams Jr.
I have heard tales of him. I heard that during a concert, he could play every instrument. He'd go over to his guitar player and say, "Why don't you take a break?" And he'd sit in and play
the guy
guitar. And then he'd go and he'd play drums while the drummer sat there. And then
and then he kept putting his genitals on the keyboard. And one of the things that he did, it's a dick move, but this guy is paid by him to have this happen. And he fucks with his roadies. He will throw his microphone, and the dude will run across the stage and dive for the microphone, and then he'll step on the cord, and it'll fall short. And the guy will hit the stage, and he would laugh and then continue to sing. And it's like, okay. And then the band that opened up for him was a huge surprise, because I was going to a country concert with a childhood friend of Ron and I don't think Guy and this individual ever got along, and this dude was not a good person. So, but I got dragged along to this concert, and the band that opened for them was called South Pacific or Southern Pacific, and it was the drummer and the bass player from Creedence Clearwater Revival, the keyboardist from the Crystal Gale Band, and then I can't remember what the lead guy, the singer, and they were a total surprise. And they did their stuff, and then they did a CCR tune, Crystal Gale. They did from each band. And that was a huge surprise, because they were more like 38 Special. They were like country rock. Not too country, not too rock. They were like 38 Special. They were the fucking...
I love 38 Special.
Yeah, look. And the other guy, that Bill Earl, that does Copperhead Road, and the... Steve Earl, excuse me. Yeah. I'm not an expert. Never claimed to be. And then there's the I'm No Angel guy. These are people that are like in the... They can...
I'm No Angel was Greg Allman.
Yeah, he's kind of like near Leonard Skinner, where it's like rockabilly, but it's not as country as other country groups. That's one of those, Venn diagrams. Is that with the circles? Country and rock, and you have a good time. I was surprised. I was surprised how good.
For me,
sorry.
For me, the most surprising concert I saw was also one from my worst concerts list, and that's Jethro Tull, because they would come out and they would do a song, and they would have like trained circus animals, jugglers, magicians, dancers, and generally like a circus type performance in between each song. Other performers would come out and be doing things on stage, and it was amazing. I wish I had gotten to see the whole show, because they were certainly, a level of production that you don't see in most shows.
Kind of.
The other concert I saw is we went and saw, me and some buddies, a weekend rock festival in Germany. The headlining band the opening night was the Eurythmics. And of course, I liked their stuff, but they were just too synth poppy for what I was into at the time. I was surprised, because it was the album with Missionary Man on it, which is for them a pretty rockin' song. And they came out, and their entire set, every song they did, was in the style of that song, including all of their synth poppy pop hits. They did hard rock versions of them. Everything.
Huh.
The whole set was hard rock.
That sounds
and Annie
interesting.
Lennox fronting a rock band. God damn.
Is there anything she can't do? I mean,
no. But that was not the Eurythmics I expected to see. And then David Bowie the next night on the Glass Spiders.
oh wow, Bowie.
That was back when he could still sing.
Suffragette today. There's a star man.
Fails. If the crew dies,
Oops.
there's no rescue. You're
Hold
light
on.
years from hell.
I was watching that Interstellar thing earlier.
Radio signal takes years.
One of the most unusual things I saw is I went to Tucson when my wife and I were still dating. We went down there to see A Perfect Circle, which is one of Maynard's alternative bands, because it's one of her favorite bands, with an opening band called Burning Brides, which was actually pretty good. But I had seen Maynard at Lollapalooza for Perfect Circle before, and there he performed, in a shadow box. He stood behind a white sheet, and all you saw was his silhouette. For the second concert that we saw, he was out on stage, but he was doing stand-up comedy between his songs. Yeah, he was out there riffing.
I heard he's funny, but it's
he
really
was.
what you came to see.
He had the crowd laughing. He was out there doing freaking stand-up comic between his
as long as they weren't booing him, that's fine. I mean, I love that, but that's not always what people... Trying to think of another show that really shocked me.
A surprise for me was when I saw The Mob Rules, because the Outlaws opened up for them. And you would think that a country rock band would not necessarily go with with Black Sabbath. But the crowd took it. I enjoyed every bit of it, but the crowd enjoyed it.
Thank God. It pisses me off when the crowd turns against the opening act. It's the most juvenile, disrespectful, and retarded... Sorry, I'm using the R word. I know that's a thing.
One of my first concerts ever, I saw that happen. It was April Wine, and they brought along this young band out of Canada who was just starting to make a name for themselves called Loverboy. And opening for them was another band who had a minor radio hit with a Chuck Berry cover, and the name of that band was Doc Holliday. They lasted a song and a half. They did not sound good. They sounded like they were out of key and out of sync with each other. And they on their first song, they got booed to the point where they stopped the song. Then they did their radio hit and left. But yeah, they were, and then of course faded into obscurity. Because I don't know if anybody's ever heard of Doc Holliday, the band.
Probably not since. Ministry had to completely change them. Oh, go ahead, Rob. Sorry.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I was just going to say I got to see the Tubes at the fair. That was cool, and I got to see Johnny Cash at the fair.
Right on.
So those were two really good concerts.
I saw Cheap Trick like 3 years in a row at the fair.
Nice.
I saw Quarter Flash at the fair.
Quarter Flash? Wow, I haven't heard them in forever.
You gotta hide in your heart. You gotta swallow your tears.
Love her.
Gentlemen, I'm going to have to drop off because I got that call coming up and I need to get ready for it.
Absolutely.
So,
you need to do 7 shots in sequence. No, he's not going to.
That's right. I have to prepare myself. Have a good night, gentlemen.
Ivermectin. Okay. That's what it is. All right. See you very soon, sir. Enjoy. And we are not doing Savage Worlds 50 Fathoms this Thursday, correct? Just to reiterate.
No game this week.
Not this week. Next week.
Yes. Next week we'll be back on schedule. This week I'm going to a concert film with my wife.
Next week.
We are going to go see ATEEZ.
Eight.
Yeah, it's a K-pop group.
Oh. K-pop. Korean pop. That's about all I know.
It is blowing up to the point where, the main artist has been polling well against the other artists.
Yeah.
The Grammys this year have created a separate category for the K-pop artists because I don't think they want the K-pop artists competing with Taylor Swift because they'd give her a run. And you can't mess with the Swifties.
They always take pictures of her farting into her
They'll
mic.
come for you.
Yeah. The Swifties. They got nothing else to do. They always take pictures of her farting into her microphone. That's all I've ever seen.
It's like, I couldn't name a Taylor Swift song. I don't dislike her music. I just don't know any.
I don't know. It's completely background.
It's pop music, right? She started as a country artist, but she's not really country. Anybody out there know? Do we have any Swifties in the audience?
That's the same
We're
thing.
all old metalheads and dinosaur rockers here.
Do you remember when
some country.
Jessica Simpson first came out? I don't need to show my body a year later. I'm going to be playing Daisy 2. Check out my butt. Okay. Yeah. That didn't last long.
Daisy Duke like Catherine Bach, though.
No. That was all her. The Dukes of Hazzard.
That show came about from a TV movie called The Dukes of Hazzard.
Really?
Yes. And the TV was, I don't know if it was a pilot, but it was in the height of the car action movies. It came about as a direct response to Smokey and the Bandit.
Yeah, and the Gumball Rally, and probably, well, no, that came out earlier. But a lot of those.
Stroker Ace.
Oh, God. Stroker Ace. Okay, we got Jim Nabors and Burt Reynolds and Lonnie Anderson. We need to make a movie. NASCAR. Hey, that's great.
The second Smokey and the Bandit movie was absolutely awful, with the exception of the performance of one Jackie Gleason, because it showed his real chops. Because if you remembered, Buford T. Justice called in all of his cousins. And so he played like 6 or 7 different versions of himself. Yeah, he had one of them was a gay guy, and of course his deputy was his partner. And then there was the Canadian Mountie guy, and there was the stuffy British guy, and he played all of them. And you were convinced that they were all different people because
Jackie
Gleason, yeah. Amazing actor. Horrible movie. Way understood. Hilarious performance.
Smokey and the Bandit are car porn with one car and also hitting the trucker craze.
Yes, car porn and trucker porn. That's why I call the Fast and Furious movies, if you've ever seen any of them.
I've seen the first one.
Absolutely wild and unbelievable. It's car porn fantasy. Yeah. It's car porn fantasy because they do shit that cars can't do.
Yeah, it's every 5-year-old boy playing in his backyard with cars. That's what that is.
Pretty much. And that's what I like about the movies.
Yeah.
Is,
make a movie
I love cars.
Yeah.
I'm that guy that could sit on his couch all afternoon and watch the Barrett Jackson auction. Or
look at that
TV shows about guys building hot rods.
Oh, yeah. Well, I watch that now. I'm addicted to several of them.
Yes, I do. Counting Cars is one of my favorites.
I have to
Monster Garage
put out a couple, and so did Jennings Sport Motors. I got to catch up. I've been... Now that I got a new job, I got to get another job. So, yeah. It's good, though. I got to get back into the swing of things now that I've been in a state of panic for a couple months.
Hopefully the ship will right itself.
So far,
you have to believe it will.
So good. I just ignore everybody around me unless they ask me questions and just focus on the work, and that's always the best policy. And I'm, like today, the little Asian guy I work with today found out how strong I really am. They have those, they're the shelving units that you can buy, and it comes in a box, and you make them however high you want to, and it's the silver with the, and you put the plastic thing with the, okay. So they are at the end of our area, and there's like 5 or 6 of them on a track, and one of them popped off the track. And the Asian got Kim and, oh God, what's her name? The other lady from, anyway. No, we've got to fix this. It's all broken. And they were fighting with it. And then I finally walked over and I picked up like the whole half of the shelf. And he just looked at me like, oh, can you get it in there?
It's people that haven't actually worked their entire lives, don't have that core body strength that, I don't look strong. I don't have bulging muscles and a 6-pack ab, but my knowledge of leverage and the fact that my body has just worked my entire life, I can do things and move things that other people can't.
I knew that I was still in good shape a year and a half ago. Phil, one of the guys that's friends with the ranch, he's got several old cars up there. He brought me along for a project. We were picking up big sheets of limestone, flagstone. And he was moving it, and I grabbed one and I picked it up, and I'm like, oh. And he goes, do you need help with that? And I just took it and I flipped it in the air and got a better hold on it. And I'm like, oh no, I got this. This is better. And he's all, whoa. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Was that too much? Sorry, dude. That's why, like, today, the little tiny project was... I'm glad I didn't get hired for the one job that I went into interview for, because today reminded me that I need to slow down and take my time with intricate work. I can't pull in a china shop through the stuff that I can't handle it the way I would normally handle things. I have to finesse.
That's why I'm glad that I don't get pressed for time on what I do. It takes as long as it takes.
Yeah. Well,
all I have to do is look better than my fellow employees, and they don't make that hard.
Mm.
I work with some really rather useless people.
Mm. No, they're... She's like this, she's like that. Look, this is like the 3rd or 4th time I've worked with Russian and or Ukrainian and or Eastern European females. And they don't have the same... They have a higher standard of work than your average American females do. Now, that not to say that there aren't American females that are driven and that are really into working and doing a good job and having a quality job done and time and everything like that. But with the aforementioned groups, it's on another level. And you got to be ready for that. And they're going to let you know if you're fucking up or falling behind. And they're not going to be nice about it, and they're not going to pull any punches. And that is their culture and their world. And I'm sorry, but in a sense, I wish American women were a little more like that. Because...
There's Americans, period, who are a little more like that.
And even the Hispanic women. It's fine if you want to chat all the time, but please work while you're chatting.
That's one of my pet peeves on a lot of my coworkers is they're chit chatters. They like gathering together and chatting about things. Problem is, as soon as one of them starts talking, all of their hands go to their sides,
Oh no, not. Oh my
or
God.
come up or come up to talk, but they're not.
Yeah.
It's like Dan.
Today.
Dan
Yeah.
never stops talking,
Oh my God.
and he will seek me out at times when he guess he just has the urge to talk. He'll come up, and I call it talking at me because I'm doing my best to just try to
Just try to
stick
work.
with my work and just kind of nod while he's telling whatever it is he's telling because I don't believe any of it ever.
Well, there are two Hispanic women that. Okay, I got moved back to the one desk benches. They're not desks. You sit in a rolling bar stool, like you're a. There's two women that sit in this other area, and there's a bunch of people. This is like the next level where they're doing breadboards, and they like it's way beyond what I'm doing. And they sit there and have full-on conversations for hours in Spanish, but they get their work done. These things are being built all through the. It's all like, okay. It's now like a radio, I'm
That's
on
like
a
me.
Mexican radio,
I try to stay busy, keep producing, and
Yeah. I will say this. I finally got to meet my boss, Liliana, on Monday. Or was it Thursday? She wasn't there like the first couple days I was there. And I actually thought she was this other girl, and I embarrassed myself. Oh, you. No, I'm not. I'm your boss. Oh. I'm an old man. Sorry. She is so organized. She has, those books you get in school that have the black and white. It looks like a QR code of
the
today.
little Trapper Keeper, yeah.
Well, I don't know if it was Trapper Keeper.
It was just like a little
Pre-Trapper Keeper
paper and shit, yeah.
Yeah, it's just a and she's got everything written down in there, and a lot of it's like the girl version where certain pages are all highlighted pink, and that's all that's on that paper. And oh my God, this helps out immensely. It's great to see your plan because now I know what to expect. There's no surprise. There's no, And even here, I'll do that. No, that's going to take too long. I need you to do
A plan
this.
would be refreshing. We've got supervisors who answer to a manager who answers to a regional director.
Oh, God.
And
it just gets worse.
And so the regional director will come through and say, I want you to do this. And the supervisors will say, well, that's not a good, we tried, or do whatever to suggest, no, we're going to do this. All right, fine, we'll do this. And when it doesn't work, we can tell you that we tried this before and it didn't work, but you believe that somehow because it's you, it's probably going to work this time.
Yeah. Just because you said it like magic.
I wanted to tell him, it's like, the difference between us is you've probably got management school and, there are things that you can't learn in management school that you can only learn by doing this kind of work for 40 years or more.
Yeah.
And the problem is that the people like us that have done it for 40 years, who have tried everything, who can tell you what works and what doesn't work, you won't listen to us because we're not college kids. It's like, bro, you come in here and you want to be one of the dudes and you want to be relatable.
But you're not.
you're wearing a tailored silk shirt and shoes that cost more than I make in a day.
Mm. You could never be like us.
And you're immaculately groomed. Trust me, if I had 2 hours to spend on, getting immaculately groomed in the morning, I'd sleep for one of them.
Wouldn't be doing it.
And I wouldn't be doing it.
I'm not that into
I work
self-care.
in a blue-collar job.
Yeah.
Be glad I shaved. be glad that I have a personal standard of wanting to shower every day before I come in, because not everybody has that standard.
You're lucky I showered yesterday and didn't do a whole lot yesterday afternoon.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
But,
No,
I'm glad my job doesn't dictate my appearance. I can wear my hair wherever I want. I can have tattoos on any part of my body, which I don't.
But you have that option.
I have that option.
If you want
and
to
I'm not against tattoos. I've just never been in the right place at the right time to get one.
I'm afraid that I'll look like in a Yakuza, and I like my skin.
Yeah, I had a couple of younger coworkers, and most of my younger coworkers have at least one tattoo, if not several. They were like, "Why don't you have any tattoos?" Like, well, he's like, well, why do you have a tattoo?
Why do I need one?
It's to express my individuality. It's like, okay, everybody in this room except me has a tattoo, and you're trying to tell me about your individuality. I said, I have nothing against tattoos. Just don't try to shame me into getting one. Someday I'll get one, maybe. But
you're all
it'll be on my terms.
individuals. I'm not.
And if I do, it'll probably be Daffy Duck.
Bugs, probably. Or,
I'm dead
God,
serious
I don't know.
about that. Daffy's my favorite Looney Tune.
Yeah. I have an addictive personality. Do I really need another addiction? No. The answer is no. They have just boxes. Oh, right on. Boxes of hard-boiled eggs at my work, I have discovered. Do I really need another addiction? I ate 4 today. That's probably not good.
No, I love hard-boiled eggs.
Me too.
They doesn't love me.
Oh, well, so far so good. I had a Bugs Bunny coffee mug that's also a tourist coffee mug where he's dressed as a matador fighting the bull. Stop steaming up my tail. I think it's awesome that, so the other problem is that I would have every cartoon character there is on my body. And, my madness is for me. I don't want to show it to people on my skin. You have to get to know me to experience the madness.
That's next level stuff.
I would do Stephen Wright. I'm going to get a tattoo of me all over my body, full size, only 5 inches taller. Though I do like creative tattoos. Like before it became a thing, I did meet a girl that had a mustache. And she said, I just want people to ask me, who are you? I don't know what you're talking about. That was funny. Of course, that was in the late 90s.
That would be cool.
Yeah. Like creative tattoos. Like Reverend Fish Crackers has a reset button tattooed above his pelvic area. I have seen it against my will. Check it out. What? Oh, dude, it's my reset button. I'm not touching it. You can touch it all you want. So I
keep it away from me.
If it's funny, like my dad talked about the first time he had ever seen a guy with a tattoo was at the beach in New Jersey. And there was a man with swimming trunks, and he was obviously a sailor. And the guy had up his left leg a squirrel running up his leg on his knee and on his thigh. And then down the right leg, it was the squirrel facing down instead of up, the same squirrel. And it had nuts in its mouth. And it was running down. And my father said that was the funniest tattoo I have ever seen. And I was like 8 years old when I saw it. So if he was born in 44, that means that guy. But yeah,
I wonder if
that
it was the Sailor Jerry tattoo.
who knows? That was probably one drunken great encounter, though, if you think about it. And then he's got that story, and every time he fucking takes his pants off, you're gonna bust out laughing. Anybody would. That's power in a room. Yeah. I love it. No, I don't see the need for tattoos. Both my kids have tattoos. Now, I don't consider women with tattoos a turn on. In fact, for me, it's like graffiti, but that's not a deal breaker. Just about every fucking woman I've dated has had a tattoo, and all 3 of my ex-wives have had tattoos. So it's not like, ew, tattoos. It's just, oh, so why'd you get that? So why'd you draw a
I said
mustache on the Mona Lisa?
Like, I really have nothing against him. There was one time when I was actually going to go get a tattoo, but I had been drinking in the tattoo parlor, which was just outside a military base, told me no.
No. For one,
come back when you're sober.
Yeah. For one,
and
you're
when I
going
was
to bleed.
sober, I didn't come back. Yes.
For one, you're going to bleed too much, and 2, what the hell is this? Like the movie Kingpin. I've desecrated my body. Then he turns around and the woman with the big giant boobs on his back.
The good old days.
The good old days.
Bowling movies. Kingpin is the second best bowling movie of all time.
A demonic ward. Well, at least that has, like...
The Big Lebowski is the best bowling movie of all time.
Pretty much. I'm trying to think of others, but so far there's only 2. Hey, Hollywood has made a movie about everything, and I can debunk any challenge just by saying the following sentence. Kenny Rogers, 6-pack. A movie about an alcoholic. What was he, Formula One? No, he was NASCAR, wasn't he? I don't even remember.
He was a NASCAR driver.
And a bunch of children are NASCAR certified mechanics.
I remember that movie.
Yeah. I think we were...
Did you know, if you can take 2 of his songs, The Gambler and Coward of the County, and the verses are, even the stanzas are interchangeable.
Really?
Everyone considered him the coward of the county. I met up with the gambler. We were both too tired to sleep. And yes, it'll go back and forth like that, and it actually lines up.
Really?
It's crazy, yes.
Did he do that on purpose, or was that just
No.
a happy, beautiful accident?
No.
Revenge of the Nerds. Yeah. Revenge of the Nerds happened in real life, and we've learned why that could not be a good thing, because then they never leave the house. Or learn to drive or get jobs. Yeah. Napoleon Dynamite is a movie about nothing, basically, or them going to the dance. So it's essentially Footloose, but in Idaho.
Oh. It's like Superbad.
Superbad's another nothing movie. I mean, it's entertaining. I enjoyed it. I think I've seen it twice. I'm glad Joe Latrulio was in it, and he was basically the bad guy in the movie. Kind of. There's really no antagonist in that movie. They just kind of like...
Bumbled through it. It's kind of a coming
it's
of
more
age,
like,
you know?
Yeah, it's more like Jungle Book, where there are antagonists, but they're not like, you know, I'm gonna get you, man. I mean, they're not like out to destroy these three guys. They're just the Cops, McLovin.
That was great.
Well, it's the same as like Blues Brothers is a movie that is in a category all by itself because it's a religious movie, but it's a musical, but it's a comedy, but it's a blues movie, but it's a Hollywood showcase film, like so many others. None of these things are bad. They're all different types of the way movies are made. They're different genres. Mr. Steele, are you okay? Just sitting there licking his chops. I'm glad you guys can. My cat's weird. Anyway, all of them are weird. But Blues Brothers is iconic in the sense that you have so many amazingly talented blues. Manos, Hands of Fate is the worst movie ever made. I've seen it 3 times, but only from MST3K. Manos, Hands of Fate? Yep. We still driving? Yep, we're still driving. Manos, Hands of Fate. That movie's a nothing movie. That is that Manos, Hands of Fate is a more nothing movie than The Room. Yeah, I would agree. But Tommy Wiseau set out to make a weird movie. That guy lost a bet and had to make a movie and made Manos, Hands of Fate. The fertilizer salesman. What plot? Oh, hi, Mark. Every other line. Tony's weird obsession with Mark and his underlying weirdness. The Room.
I like movies that are about nothing. Office Space was about nothing.
Pretty much. Office Space is basically like, if you don't stop hypnotherapy, it can totally change your life. Well, yeah. But Peter's happier now, even though he's not doing what he went to school for. Most people don't do what they went to school for. Worked for Medicare D for 4 years. There was only one person with a coding degree. Everyone else had a degree in something else. Bill, my awesome boss. Bill, what's your degree in? Computer engineering. Well, I guess you're right. People don't get the degree. No, dude, a degree is just proof that you could pay for college. That's all. And that you can say, I want to make this amount of money or more.
Yes, I never went to college. Went to 2 different trade schools. I don't work in either trade. I have never worked in the automotive industry, nor do I have any interest, although I went to automotive school back in the late 80s, early 90s. So I know some things. Mostly I know that since the late 80s, early 90s, automotive technology has grown in leaps and bounds and has completely left me in the dust. The second trade school I went for was radio. And I actually worked in radio for a number of years and for a couple of major radio stations. So I actually got to have my dream job until I realized that corporate America has sucked the soul out of what used to be radio. Yeah. And it doesn't exist as we thought anymore.
No, not really. You have to
I got to live the dream.
Yeah. Oh, I'd love to be a DJ. It'd be a great job.
Actually, you'd be surprised. It's really not because, well, unless you're the morning DJ, which takes a long time to get there, you don't really have the freedom to cut loose and do yourself. And spoiler alert, DJs don't pick their music. Music director does. And the program director tells you how you need to sound. Yeah. So the freewheeling days of radio are gone. Now we've got corporations like Cheap Channel, iHeart Money.
Cheap Channel. Oh, it's accurate.
That what they do is they come into a market and buy up as many radio stations as they're allowed, and then homogenize them across the United States. Mm. That's why we have a KISS FM here. And if you go out to California, they have a KISS FM that, guess what? Sounds like the exact same station. And somewhere in Indiana and all up and down the East Coast are Kiss FMs. And they might even have the same radio host who, because Tim and Willie from KNIX, when I worked for Cheap Channel, they would come in 2 hours before their show started and be there all day because they'd take clips from their show and other things, and they'd package it together and they'd send it out, as the syndicated radio program, so that while Tim and Willie were, a local group, there was a Tim and Willie show in at least 24 other markets across the United States that all sounded similar with a little bits of difference to, localize it. But this is corporate radio. They homogenized it and they made it all sound the same.
Yeah. Well, the internet, YouTube, Rumble, and so many other locals, and it's the new free radio. I heard it on the X. We were talking about CC Top earlier.
It's a little bit freer than radio in that you don't have to get 20 minutes out of every hour of entertainment as advertisements.
True.
On radio, it is.
Yes, it is. They got to stay on the air.
Radio operates on what they call a hot clock. Wow, we're at 10 viewers right now, Bill.
Whoa. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in and watching, and that's never happened for me. Thank you. Like and subscribe. Yeah. You make a difference on our channel. Yes. Thank you, dear viewer. Go ahead. Hot clock.
Radio uses the hot clock where, it's an hour of representation, and it'll tell you where the songs play, where the positioning liners, which are like little things that go between songs, is like 100.7 KSLX.
KDKB, Rocks,
and,
Arizona.
And there is a 10-minute block of commercials in that hot clock and 2 5-minute blocks of commercials. So fully 1/3 of our numbers went right back down to 5. So I don't know if that was a Twitch glitch or something.
Thank you, 6 viewers. We love you. Dear viewers. Do you have to hold my toe? Okay, thank you, Ruckus.
And that's 20 minutes of solid advertising. That doesn't include the DJ's banter going into and coming out of songs. And that also doesn't include promotions. If you hear a commercial on the radio and it's for the radio station, it's not a commercial, it's a promotion. The difference is you're not getting paid for the promotion. Because in radio, as in television, 100% of your revenue comes from ad sales.
Yep.
If you can't sell advertising time on your radio station, you're not making money. Now, YouTube subsidizes it with, you end up getting an ad at the beginning of every video if you're not subscribed.
Wow.
But you still get far less commercial intrusion on YouTube than you do anywhere else.
True. No, I had an argument with very dear friends about NPR. You go, NPR's honest and it can't be bought. Do they have commercials? Yeah, well, yeah. No. Well, then somebody tells them what if there's a commercial at the beginning or in the middle or at the end, someone is telling them what to say.
They have sponsorships, which is not the same thing. Sponsorships means they're paying us to mention that they're sponsoring the show, but it's not an advertisement. It works the same way, but the technicality is different.
Yeah.
But there's our sponsorship donations, so that unlike an advertisement, you hear an advertisement on the radio. The company that paid for that advertisement pays for every time that advertisement runs. So if you have a $200 commercial, 30 seconds, and you run it 4 times during the morning show, that's 200, that's 800 times 5 days a week, that's $4,000 worth of advertising. Whereas on NPR, the company comes in and gives a blanket donation and then gets mentioned at the beginning of whatever particular show they blanket donated to. But that's a tax deduction and a write-off. It's telling you who sponsored it, but it's not a commercial because it's not telling you about the product. It's not telling you where to go to buy the product.
It's
not advertising the product. It's promoting it. and there is a difference. So
There is a
NPR
difference, but it's also. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
But NPR is no less biased than anything else, especially since right now the government has kind of gutted its autonomy over the last few years. So it's become less and less reliable.
But I if it's a sponsorship donation in that sense, then yes. But there's also sponsorships that are more like it. Well, it depends on their arrangement,
And
really.
you see, here's the thing: is that below a certain point on the radio dial
Mm.
is public access only. That's why 91.5. Everything below 92 on the FM dial is college radio stations and independent stations and
Pretty
things.
much.
And so it has to operate in the public interest because it is, public broadcasting.
It was.
I'm talking about the local college stations,
Yeah.
not NPR. NPR
Oh no.
is a national syndicated
It was.
program.
It was so sad because probably 5 years before he passed away, my father was still blasting 94.5 in his garage out of his stereo when he was out there doing stuff. And I'm like, Dad, what are you doing? What do you mean? You hate this music. You've been complaining about these, it's all like 80s rock now because it's the 30-year gap. So
Yeah.
I went searching while I was driving in my car for a period, and I finally found, I don't know if it's still on, 92.7, and it had 50s and 60s rock on it. I'm like, here, listen to this, because you're just getting angrier while you're in the garage listening to music you hate. Who is this? This person sucks. That's this guy. Oh, he's terrible. You see, in the 50s, here we go. And he was happier then, but that was like, you could only hear it on the east side, the west side. It was somebody's Scottsdale project, I think. Probably for
Yeah, I
their
think
dad,
it
so he'd
actually-
shut the hell up.
Actually, I think it broadcast out of Florence.
Wouldn't surprise me, because the
It
Eastern
played music
reception
all the
was-
time, had no commercials or anything.
exactly.
Yeah, because the guy owned the broadcast license and he owned the transmitter.
Probably.
And I'm pretty sure that the music that was playing on there was playing off of his iPod.
That would be awesome. No, my father would only complain if something happened. He wouldn't just complain. He wasn't that kind of guy. You have to rile him up to get him to complain. So my mom would probably pissing him off, and then he would go outside and get even angrier listening to, Motley Crue and Phil Collins and, Wham! And all the other music in the 80s that he did not care for. Of course, this was a guy who's, big band and doo-wop were pretty much his playground. Didn't really know country at all. Because we talked about it before. My mom was folk and like the rock Leslie Gore and the other people of the time. Not my dad. He was into the Beach Boys and like the Platters. Beach Boys and Platters are his favorite groups. Two different sides. Will you leave him alone? He's trying to sleep. The youngest kid is picking on the oldest kid, or the older kid.
At
now he's
some point,
licking
the
him.
older kid is going to decide he's had enough and roll the young boy.
That's probably what happened.
Yeah,
to
reason I like big band music a lot. I love to diversify what I listen to, and people at work will come into my area and they'll be surprised at some of the shit I have going.
I was shocked. I was shocked that when my dad told me a story about Bill Haley and the Comets. I don't know how much you know about Bill Haley and the Comets. I'm a big fan. But we were listening to it, and I think See You Later, Alligator. One of the other songs was on. And I was singing to him, and he was singing back, and, we're working. And all of a sudden, he said, your grandfather met him. He met those guys. I'm like, what? When? He says, yeah. When Bill Haley was just starting out, he's from Philadelphia, and he had a share that he bought into. He helped, like a friend, open up a restaurant called the Wagon Wheel. It was on the outskirts near like Upper Darby, or I don't even remember where it was. The place is gone. But my grandfather would go to do laundry service because my family did the industrial linen for almost 100 years. So restaurants were a huge group of customers. They had a sales team of like 80 people. So my dad was like, what'd you think? Because Bill, he was starting to become locally popular, and then Bandstand, and back then there's no MTV now. There's, I don't know where people go to do brand new music, but to get on American Bandstand, you were the shit back in the 50s and the 60s. Or the Jack Parr show or one of the other.
You'd have to be fairly established to get on there.
Yeah. And my grandfather said, they're good, but it's just not it was totally not my grandfather's. My grandfather listened to, Benny Goodman and Buddy Bergen was one of my grandfather's favorite artists. And that man was a phenomenal trumpet player. And I did not know that, I'm pretty sure he's the one that came up with Hi Ho, Hi Ho, Hi Ho, it's off before. So it makes me wonder, was Disney a fan of Bunny Bergen too?
Possibly.
Probably.
Dig, the whole day through. Because dig is what we like to do.
But I Can't Get Started is Berrigan's most famous song. And like my dad was saying, he's like, this trumpet piece is up there with Flight of the Bumblebee. It's not nearly as fast, but it's like a complicated swing song where the notes are really long, and it's this trumpet solo that builds over time. And he's like, most trumpet players can't do this. They have to have two trumpet players. One has to come in at the end and finish the song because they just couldn't do it like he could. So Bunny Berrigan is like the Jimi Hendrix of trumpet before like Miles Davis and that generation of trumpet players is born. The blues and jazz trumpet players, because he was big band. He died of cirrhosis of the liver at 36.
And he probably looked 50.
He didn't look good from the pictures, no. But yeah, big band music is...
Now, you had mentioned Flight of the Bumblebee. Disney did a movie called Melody Time.
Called what?
If you're familiar with Disney did a movie called Melody Time. It was another music anthology similar to Fantasia.
Okay.
And
I think I've seen it.
One of the songs they had was Fred Waring and his orchestra doing Bumble Boogie. And it's basically Flight of the Bumblebee on a piano.
Right on. Yeah, I think I have seen that. We had the Disney Channel. We had cable. There's only a few things that you're like, wow, I didn't know that existed. Like the Dr. Sin thing with the stories that the guy wrote about smugglers dressed up as scarecrows to smuggle booze into England to not pay taxes on it. So I started watching all of those because it's like 2 seasons. There's a movie too, I think.
Yes, we just recently watched Marvel's Wonder Man.
Oh, no.
And it wasn't bad.
No?
It's kind of an interesting story about a guy who's got superpowers, but he's not a superhero, and most people don't know he's got superpowers. And he's an actor. And so he's trying to land this role for the movie Wonder Man. But Hollywood has this law against hiring supers for movies because of the liability, because they had this one guy, his name was Doorman, the Doorman. And his power is he could stand up against the surface and become a door and allow people to pass through. And he got exposed to some rocks on oil chemicals that made him basically into an extra dimensional gate.
Oh, okay.
But anyways, he had gotten a minor career as a movie hero doing the doorman shtick until one day he showed up on set. He was hungover. He wasn't feeling good. And they were filming a sequel to a heist movie that had Josh Gad, the actor, in it. I don't know if you know who he is.
No.
He played LeFou in the live action Beauty and the Beast, and that's the only thing I know he's been in. Well, and needless to say, he wasn't feeling good, and during the scene where the lead actor is supposed to jump through him to escape from this band, he jumps into him and doesn't come out the other side.
Oh, no.
And that starts a lawsuit that basically ruins it for any superhero to ever have a career in Hollywood. Because if it's found out that you've got superpowers, the insurance becomes untenable. But it also had Ben Affleck in it. Not Ben Affleck. Ben Kingsley. I don't know why I said Affleck. But have you seen the third Iron Man movie? The one where he played the Mandarin. And it turns out the Mandarin is just this washed-up British actor that was, paid in drugs to be the Mandarin.
To be the Mandarin.
Well, yeah, he's in the movie, too.
Oh, good.
In the show, too. And he has a good character arc, playing the same character, Trevor Slattery.
The Wonder Man is in Marvel. He and Vision are cloned basically from the same guy. But Wonder Man is up there with the Hulk as far as
power? Yeah.
Power, punching, lifting.
They show little bits of it.
But he's not a human being. He's a robot. He's
Wonder Man?
Yeah, he's like a synth.
Well, in this version, he is not. Or if he is, isn't revealed as how, because it goes into his backstory as his family and how he's always had this power.
Oh. No,
they don't really go into the origin, or they don't really go into the origin story of how he got his powers or why.
Yeah.
But so I know that the Marvel Cinematic Universe does change things up from their comic book counterparts from time to time.
They take liberties like any other thing would. Things grinding.
As long as you keep the spirit,
I need to put more water in it.
Stick close to canon. You need to go service your machine.
Yeah. Because, Vision is your, android out of place, looking for love, he's an improvement on the Red Tornado and Machine Man and things like that, because he has all of these phasing abilities and density control but he's in the love thing with Scarlet Witch. Hold on, give me 2 seconds. With Scarlet Witch.
No worries. So, Reason, I discussed it with the other gentleman, and you're in next week if you want in. Meanwhile, let me fill in. I was looking at famous musicians born on this day, and there are a whole lot of famous musicians that I had never heard of. Louis Armstrong was born on this day in 1901.
Okay. Sorry about that.
All right, I'm just rambling.
Rambling is good. But yeah, that was a long time ago. The Avengers, the X-Men, and the Defenders have a rotating cast. People come in and out of them all the time. That's like there's going to be an Avengers movie. Okay, which time period?
That's why they're doing good with that. In that, they had their first Avengers, which for the most part stuck to the original Avengers comic book. It didn't have all the original. It didn't have all the original Avengers.
No, Mockingbird is left out, and
actually, I believe the original 6 included Hank Pym as Ant-Man / Giant Man and Janet Van Dyne as Wasp.
Yes.
Then Captain America, Iron Man, Hulk, and Thor.
Sit with me.
And that was the original. And of course,
Mr. Steel.
They swapped it out for. Well, I can understand
Black
them not
Widow
wanting to put Henry Pym in the original because Henry Pym was an asshole. He was an abuse. He was abusive.
Yep.
He was megalomaniacal, and by canon, he was the one that invented Ultron. And the reason that Ultron became what he was is because he had Hank Pym's personality.
Yeah. It's Hank that invents Vision and Wonder Man. That's right.
Well, kind of reinvents Vision because if I remember right, by canon, the original Human Torch from World War II was an android, and his body was rebuilt into Vision.
That's right.
So Vision is the reincarnation
of the Torch.
Somewhat of the original Human Torch, yes.
Should. Just talk to her every day. You only got so much time left. Sorry, that sounded terrible. Please, talk to your grandmother. Oh, Mr. Steely boy. You're drooling all over her. Hey.
Cat love.
Cat drool.
It's like dog slobber.
Congratulations. 85. Ruckus just wants to fight. Mr. Steele is hiding.
Yes, my grandparents are all long past as well.
Mine too.
In fact, the only family I have left that I really deal with is my kids.
Your brother is no longer with us?
Oh, my brother, he's with us, but it's complicated.
Really?
He got involved in some very bad things.
Uh-oh.
And ended up going to prison for a while.
Oh,
we won't go into why.
Yeah,
but after that,
I'm sorry I asked.
He kind of moved to Alaska and continued to be involved in those things, and has kind of become a bit of an extremist. And it's kind of, he was involved in things that I couldn't have around my children, and so we became estranged.
Gotcha.
I have 2 sisters. I talk to them once in a while, but I don't really think I have a close relationship with either one.
I got 2 sisters. One I never talked to. One, when was the last time I talked to Beth? Thursday? I talk to Beth all the time. Oh, wow. Judy of Pete and Judy posted post-apocalyptic sunrise pictures from this morning out there in Whitman where the ranch is. And yeah, it just looks yellow. It looks like a nuclear holocaust. Good times. Phoenix, come for the heat. Stay for the heat. Don't.
Yes, we have 3 seasons. We have fall, winter, spring, and
fuck it. Is this over yet? I like to think of it as we have winter. Actually, no, we don't even have winter. Let me start when it matters.
Winter in Arizona is great. Both weeks.
Both weeks are awesome. That's what's the problem with living in Phoenix is you only get a fall experience for about 4 to 10 days tops at the end of October. So in the rest of the country is pumpkin spice mania and spooky this and that and Halloween and that. It's like, it's still 105 until 10 o'clock at night. That's the high price we pay for never having to shovel snow. We've never had to shovel snow.
I've had to go out on Christmas Day and shovel the sunshine off of my car a few times.
I had 6 feet. There was 6 feet of sunshine around my truck this morning that I had to walk through. Actually, no, it was overcast. It was the weird.
However, for those of you that are classic Mario fans, there's that one Mario level where he's just trying to get through it, and the sun is trying to kill him. Yeah, that's us. It's like if it was a video game, every time you're outside, you'd see one hit point coming off the top of your head as it slowly kills you.
You've got a big family and they never talk. That's kind of weird. But that's kind of normal.
I think one of the best visual representations of Arizona heat is from the movie Rango.
Yes.
Where he first gets out of his terrarium and he shrivels up and then sheds the skin and then shrivels up and then sheds the skin and then shrivels up and sheds his skin.
Yeah, that's Arizona.
Oh. Halloween decorations at Walgreens.
Yeah.
I have a problem with Walgreens putting out Halloween decorations in August. They should leave them out year round.
Yeah.
Because there's two holidays.
Man,
there's Halloween and not Halloween.
Hey, we're doing pretty good. Next month, September 19th, is the best holiday before Halloween. International Talk Like a Pirate Day. Arr. Yar. You're as smart
That's
as
the day before my Weird Al concert in Tucson.
Now, Krispy Kreme has said that if
the children are all going to Weird Al.
That's going to be awesome. I love Weird Al. I miss Al TV. Oh, spit everywhere. Jesus. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for spraying your drool on me. I love you.
See, I have a theory about animals. Humans need fuzzy head. Animals provide fuzzy head, as is evidenced by the fact that you are enjoying fuzzy head right now.
I am. Poor little guy. Oh, they He doesn't like to have his chin. I guess we're done.
My cat Flag loved his chin scritches. Oh, man.
Because Stella is into that. Him? No. Saffy? No. Venus? Depends on her mood. Most of the time she doesn't want to be touched. So, okay. We just hang out. For the last 14 years. Oh, no. Yawns are contagious.
It was a rough day last night. I didn't sleep well, so I'm old.
I got to get up every hour and put water in that thing, and I sleep next to it. It's by my head, so that
I have to get up every other hour and let water out of the thing.
Oh, well, I can't pee in that. That's disgusting. That's funny. Hey, I come to. Oh God, what is that? You don't want to know. But no, yes. No peeing in the evap. That's a rule.
No, I'd kill somebody.
Yeah, we would all kill everybody.
No, I'm just saying I have to get up every couple of hours because my body summons something from the elemental plane of water because I pee my body weight 4 times a night.
The Pirate's Cove putt-putt. It was a severe and dangerous miniature golf course. That'd be. Right on. These are pirate flags from the Pirates Plunder out at the Renaissance Festival. Turns out we were buying them for years. Because the kids, they're $1. It's best. How many things out at Ren Fair are $1? Thank you. Thank you. Well, Ren Fair was awesome. Well, we went and we did the Ren Fair at the Coronado, which became Devonshire, which doesn't exist anymore. And there was a woman from the Renaissance Festival, and she said, we'd love to have you guys come out and audition. But the auditions have already happened for street characters for this year. Well, what about stage characters? No, that's already happened in January, because this was like October. So they said you could go out as a customer and then audition next September to be a street character. What about stage acts? Well, I don't know when the stage act. Okay, and they didn't have internet back then, so you couldn't just look it up. But then guys from the war, because that was like 89, 90, and that was like when I met Paul. Because how it happened is Paul and Sam were dating, and Sam and E. Paul Fisher were working at Natural Wonders at Paradise Valley Mall. And me and the guys would come in and use all of their juggling equipment. And we were, only like tennis kids and a couple of other weird children knew how to juggle. Other than that, it was a random adult that knew how to juggle. And here, we're like a group of 6 people. We just come in and use all their equipment and then leave. And they encouraged us to come back all the time. There was even a point where they were kind of, Ryan and somebody else was working there, I think Tom, and we would just, hey, let me show you the juggling equipment. Let me teach you. So Sam came out to came out to the 28th Street and Indian School, and she brought Paul. And that was the first time I met Paul, and he was at his most uncomfortable because there were a bunch of people that he was trying to avoid, and they from the war, from SCA, and they were literally there, and they were like, Paul, oh my God, and he's like, hi. So that was fun.
Joy.
Yeah. So that's kind of like how I met him, and then we did 91, and then I had a problem with the first wife in 92, so I actually didn't go out to fair. And then when I came back in 93, my group was gone. I auditioned again, I became a street character again, but Mike DeSilvestro and Tom were doing stilt walking and doing their own thing. Jameson, we kind of accidentally ditched him on the way out there, and we didn't have cell phones back then, so we weren't paying attention and didn't see his yellow or orange Beetle pull off to the road, and still feel terrible about that to this day. And SCA was going to give us a discount, and they wanted us to be like court jesters. And it's like, that's not what we do. We're a performing troupe. We do a half an hour bit. We do crowd work. We do street work. We're not what you're looking for. Well, we'll give you a discount on your membership. Wait, what? No, that's not. We definitely don't want that.
Most of the years I was in the SCA, I did not have a membership. But the last few years I was in, I did. And, my persona in the SCA was Jingo the Fool, Jester at Large. But it wasn't my actual SCA name, because part of my backstory is that Jingo the Fool was an alias for another character who was on the run. And so, while everybody knew me as Jingo the Fool, my SCA card had me pegged as Roberto La Rosa.
Somebody's let the Spaniards back in the pantry.
Yes, my SCA persona was a Spaniard.
That's too funny. We sold them for $20 each. Yeah. No, the Ren Fair it fit for more of what we were doing. And that's why we ended up going with them. And when I went out there, I was like, I want to be a stage act out here. This is going to be awesome. And then I was never able to put the group back together well enough to audition and be a permanent stage act there. Because everyone's like, why don't you just do it on your own? It's that our show wasn't like that, and I just never came up with another show because, life was happening, and a 2 years after I came back from skipping a year, now I have a baby. So, yeah. Things changed drastically. We're almost at the 3-hour mark.
You want to go ahead and wrap it? I am exhausted.
You're exhausted. I'm tired. We're both distracted. Thank you very much for tuning in today for episode 80 of the Supreme Council of the Master Geeks Lodge. I am Bill Kelly, Hornswoggle the Great. Don't forget, speaking of sponsors, because we were talking about sponsors, Body and Soul Candles. Lauren is taking orders now for the fall and the Christmas season. You will not regret it. Her candles are amazing. Every person I've given these candles to raves about them. They're fantastic and worth every penny. And she and her family make them right there on her stove. I think.
Nice.
Still. They were doing, I don't know. I haven't. It's been a couple months since I got to talk to her. But she's always taking orders. I know that. So Body and Soul Candles. Eric Marsh Foundation for Rob. Go ahead, Women of Gaming and
yes,
real women.
Sundays, and right now one of our members had to go through some emergency dental surgery.
Oh my!
And so we're waiting for a recovery on that because there were complications, infections, and things, and so. But when we get back to it, every other Sunday evening on the Real Women of Gaming, you can catch me running Deadlands for the ladies. In addition, maybe I'll make a list, but I appear in half a dozen of other people's RPG streams. But, they're not here, so I'm not promoting them. Yeah.
We have to keep the geek culture going.
We have to keep the geek culture going. But thank you for hanging out with us tonight. And we will be back next week. We may bring some new faces along. Do you hear that, Reason?
Yeah.
You're in next week.
We talked about it, yeah.
And we will see you then. No game this Thursday over on Bill's channel, but next week we will be back at it. Also, it'll be a few months, but I will end up picking up a Friday stream over on a friend's channel. Going to be running a game of Starfinder over there, and as details on that develop, I will share them out. Until then, we have been the Supreme Council of the Master Geeks Lodge. Stay nerdy, folks.
Thank you for watching. You could have watched anybody, but you decided to watch us, and we are amazingly grateful for that. Like and subscribe. Follow along. It's not subscribing on... Following. Yes, following for Twitch.
Well, you can subscribe on Twitch. We need to get you to affiliate so you can take on subscribers.
One day. It's leaps and bounds.
We're working on it.
I got the
Anyways.
Yeah. Good night. Good night, all. Have a wonderful evening. Make the most of tomorrow. Wednesday, Day of Woden. Sir, it's been an honor and a pleasure, and you have a wonderful evening.
You as well.
Thank you.
Good
Thank
night,
you.
Twitch.
And thank you again for today. I really